Yes, sir. Friday afternoon.
Again, we were just talking about back pain, back injuries, because I've been dealing with a back injury for a week, kind of. Worked out today finally after a week, thinking about getting a new mattress, and I'm not going through that shit again. Where 2 full days I couldn't fucking move without having to like use my arms to get up. You have to turn to look at people. Can't even bend over. You're shaking like.
And it makes sleeping just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you can't even hardly sleep because your fucking back hurts so bad. Keeps you up all night.
New mattress will be huge.
Yeah, dude, my mattress is old as shit. I've had
Drop
it
you a
since.
little bit of money on a new mattress.
Yeah.
And do more squats.
Oh, and here's a huge topic, dude. Here's a huge topic was the 100 men versus 1 gorilla.
You know, I've been seeing that floating around here recently.
I think 100 dudes could do it. Beast.
I don't think they could.
Dude.
This is a gorilla you're talking about.
You have one dude fucking trying to choke him, 2 dudes trying to eye gouge him, other of them are trying to hold his arms down, somebody just hitting him in the fucking nutsack, and he's just going to get worn out. A couple people will die, but you could kill him. I bet, dude.
I don't know. I've never seen one up close and personal, never been around one, but just to see them, even on the internet, how big they are. Just all they have to do is grab your arm and pull it off.
But there's going to be 100 dudes, though. My dad claimed, I asked my dad, he claimed 20 dudes could fucking beat his gorilla's ass.
There's only one way we're going to find out. And we're just going to have to do it.
Mr. Beast, he said he'd fund it. Seriously, on Twitter, he did.
You're
He
serious?
said, should I fund this?
Oh, good Lord.
They should do it in the Coliseum.
That's just a meme. I hope it's just a meme.
Dude, what if America, we go down like so far, like back into the, like the old school shit that they just bring the Coliseum back. And we just have like people doing crazy ass shit, like fighting lions with swords and shit. That shit would be, dude, that would pack out a stadium.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would.
If somebody was like, dude.
It did back then, it will now.
If somebody was like, dude, some huge jack dude was like, I'm going to fucking fight this lion with this gigantic great sword, dude. 150,000 tickets sold to the fucking stadium wherever he does it, dude.
That would be a very interesting watch. It really would.
And I do. Ooh. How many dudes do you think it'd take to take out like a fucking big ass polar bear? Or could they even do it?
Depends on if they have weapons or not.
No weapons, dude. Hand-to-hand combat.
Then no.
Dude, you're full of shit.
You might be able to blind it, okay? Because our thumbs will go in an eye pretty easy.
You can distract it by giving it a Coca-Cola.
If there's no weapons involved, there's no way we can puncture any type of...
You versus a mountain lion with a sword.
Me versus a mountain lion with a sword?
Yeah. You're probably going to be cut up too bad.
Yeah,
But you would
I'm going to
survive.
bleed the fuck out.
No.
Because that fucker's going to get, if you're going to fight it...
As soon as it's over, we'll send a medical team in.
It's going to pounce straight for your throat, for your face. It's just going to pounce on you. It's twice my body weight.
No way, dude. They ain't that big.
No, they're about...
500 pounds?
God, you think I'm 250 pounds?
No, I'm saying you're at least 220.
No! I'm 195 pounds.
Bullshit.
I'm 195. We can go in there and weigh right now.
Man. I thought you were like 220.
When I was 250, I looked like a balloon. And I was 250. I had to lose all that weight.
Just start doing anabolic steroids and get back to 250 a different way.
Yeah, I could do that. But no, against a mountain lion? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. It's at least gonna get the first hit before I even get the blade in there. Next thing I know, I'm lacerated.
You could like hold it right in front of you as it tries to pounce on you. Be like, try to stab it in the heart immediately.
It's like a movie scene. Wait for it to jump on you and then stab it in the chest.
Yeah, immediately.
I don't know if that's gonna work out that well.
Dude, you could do it.
I don't know.
What about the indomitable human spirit, dude? You could do it.
No, that's actually one of my irrational fears is a big cat. When I was younger, riding
Mike
around.
Tyson was the one. Whenever he was heavily on drugs and all that shit,
Didn't he have tigers?
he had tigers and was like holding them on chains in his underwear and shit. He went to a zoo and there was a gorilla in there, and he fucking told the zookeeper, he said, "Let me in there. I'm gonna go fucking whoop that gorilla's ass." And the zookeeper looked at him like, "Dude, that dude will kill you."
I think he would. That's 5 Mike Tysons.
Yeah. You see how dense their muscles are? Like chimpanzees with no hair.
Yes.
Dude, they are yoked,
jacked.
dude.
A
Just
chimpanzee,
swinging all day.
a chimpanzee can take your face and tear the skin off
They're
of it.
assholes too. Have
Yeah.
you seen?
Yeah, they're
They
assholes.
don't want to kill you. Like they just want to fuck you up permanently.
Yeah.
You know that lady that was living with that chimpanzee, and she had to call the police to get it killed because her friend came over, and all the chimpanzee didn't kill her friend.
Yeah.
He just ripped her face off.
Tore her face off.
What a dick. And then they say that they go for the genitals and shit and try to rip them off.
That's how they do each other in the wild.
That's rude, dude.
I mean, what was that documentary that Joe Rogan had watched and like preached about for a little bit? Where they went out there and like were living with this group of
I
chimpanzees.
know what you're talking about. I forget the name.
Chimp Life or Chimp Kingdom. It was something.
Something like that.
I don't remember the name of it. But they went out there and they were around these chimpanzees so much that they had just kind of gotten used to them. And then they got to watch how they behaved with other clans, and it was the exact same thing.
They battled and shit.
They would
with
battle and they would go kill each other, and they would eat monkeys. Like they would climb up in the tree and tear apart monkeys.
Yeah, and they were saying that's their favorite
Like,
meal.
yeah, monkeys are a chimpanzee's favorite meal. They'll go out there and grab them by the tail, tear them in half. And then anytime they fought with another clan of chimpanzees, it was cutthroat, eat their necks, tear their genitals off. Like, and you know, it's a really unfortunate thing the way a chimpanzee is built. Something about their sphincter region is fairly exposed. I don't know what it is. I've never wanted to research that, but like, it's just like a bag. Like it looks like a crumpled up like Food Lion bag right there around their ass. They would grab that and pull that shit off.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Pull it
dude.
off.
Oh my god,
No, thank you. I don't want to fight an animal of any kind.
dude!
I
and
fought
then-
dogs.
Have you seen that video of that African dude that was in the woods with all the group of tourists, and this gorilla comes up right next to
It
him
just grabs him by the leg.
and just starts dragging him, and he's
Yeah.
just like,
Oh, he freezes, and then the gorilla lets him go. It's like that gorilla didn't even like put in any
that
effort.
dude probably weighed like 182.
Didn't
Just
put in
went-
any effort. Just grabbed him by his boot and just kept walking. And the guy just accepted his fate. Like,
This could
what
go
else
either
do you
way.
do?
Yeah, hopefully you have a gun on you, or somebody in the crew does.
Ah, you're just gonna piss it off.
Not if you shot it like 30 times.
Well, yeah, but you think from here to that couch you're gonna get 30 rounds off before that fucker's on you?
What would you rather have, like an AR-15 or like a shotgun that was like powerful as fuck?
If it's gonna be a shotgun, it's gonna have to have a slug in it.
just
One, big solid chunks of lead. 5.56, yeah, you got a lot of rounds, but it's small and it's fast.
yeah,
You're just gonna make little tiny holes and it'll just go through it.
but that slug's gonna fucking stun that motherfucker.
Slug's gonna pack a little bit more of a punch, especially if you're up close. Hell, I don't know. Just a flamethrower would probably be the better thing.
Yeah,
Because then you could just scare the fuck out of it and it would go on. Or, next thing you know, you have a flaming gorilla beating the fuck out of you. It could go either way. I'm not interested. Fighting any kind of wildlife.
no, I think 100 dudes could do it.
I'd have to see it.
But
I'd
I'd
have
like
to
to
see
see it.
Mr. Beast, give us this favor. Fund this. Let's figure it out. Who would be nuts enough to go volunteer to do that, though?
I'm sure a bunch of them would.
You think there's enough retards out there that would be like, if it seriously come down to the thing, like, hey, we have this little arena, we're going to put 100 guys in here to fight a gorilla. Like, legit, we're actually going to do it. Who in their right fucking mind?
Dude, I guarantee you people would do it. Dude, like the people that are like going to Mars. Ain't it like a one-way trip, and people have signed up for that shit? Like, hey, you want to go to Mars?
Hey, look, that is a completely different type of bravery and commitment.
Dude, they'll probably just
You're an
explode.
astronaut.
They'll probably explode halfway up.
You're an astronaut. You're going to go venture into space. It's not fighting a gorilla.
Yeah, but it's a one-way trip.
I guess it is a one-way trip, but in either circumstance, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a one-way trip.
Yeah.
You're not coming out of here with your jugular.
You know, like how whenever we came over here, or our ancestors came over here and just basically took everything over and it was lawless?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as they get to Mars, dude, it's basically like back to the caveman days. Whoever's the strongest, fastest person there is just going to go, I'm the boss.
How long will our civility last once we get there?
Dude, and if you run out of food, they're going to have to eat people.
How long is a civilized environment going to last if we actually get to Mars?
Dude, there's no laws there.
There's no laws.
That's just fucking
The
crazy.
only thing you take with you is your morality. One psychopath in the entire mission. So, dude, that's a good horror movie.
Yeah.
That would be a good horror movie.
That shit could go off the rails quick. Especially, like, imagine anything can happen, dude. They run out of power halfway there, some shit. Fuel tanks leak. They get there, they start running out of food. Oh, dude.
Have you ever seen The Martian? That Matt Damon movie?
Yeah, he's like the only one out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good movie. That one, I think, if we were to actually be able and be capable of going out there and making like regular trips out there, I feel like that's a pretty real life example of what could happen. But as far as what we're discussing,
Dude, this shit's going to go off the rails immediately.
they're going to
bunch
go crazy.
of chicks are going to get raped immediately.
Well, I think NASA would know that. So it's going to be all men.
No, they'd have
Surely
some
they would
chicks
have.
up there.
I mean,
You got to start a civilization.
well, yeah. If the plan is to start a civilization out there, then yeah.
Everyone's talking about nuking the
But if
poles.
the plan is just to get there and come back, like we allegedly did to the moon, it'd be all dudes.
Dude, that dude, I don't know if we went to the moon or not, but on War Mode, they were talking about that dude that was like rebunked to the moon landing. He was like, I never watched the video, but he went through every question that the conspiracies ask and answered all of them. I haven't watched the video, but Spud was like, he kind of believed it. He was like, we might actually have went to the moon.
You can make a compelling argument for either side.
Yeah.
One, if you just want to take it at surface level, and I mean like you don't have to do barely any research. One, well, there's footage of it.
Allegedly.
There's footage of it. Well, I mean, I'm just like, take this from somebody that doesn't know what we know
Yeah.
and seen the things that we've seen. Just a basic, surface level look at it. There's footage of it. We went. It was on the TV. Yada, yada, yada. The other side, surface level argument. How did they get through the Van Allen radiation belt?
Dude, that's a good question.
How did you get through that? Because
Dude.
there's not a material on the earth that's capable of stopping that amount of radiation.
And have you watched the phone call where Nixon calls Neil Armstrong and them?
Haven't seen
They're
that.
on the moon, and they're like responding immediately. And you know if you see something on the news,
Well, it's
or like on, if somebody's like across from here, like have you ever watched the like local news where somebody's like, oh, we're over here at the Chickamauga Dam, like the reporter's out there waiting. There's like a 5-second pause before the
They
reporter
start
answers
talking.
the question.
Yeah.
Because it takes a minute for the signal to fucking.
There's
get
a
there.
delay. Radio signal can only travel so far.
That was the one video
so fast.
that blew my mind. It was like they were talking immediately. Like the signal was just immediately. I was like, dude, if you were talking to somebody on the moon, it'd be you talk. Then 30 seconds later, they'd go, and then answer the question.
Yeah. I mean, hell, it's for us to blast a signal out into space. It's what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes for it to get to the moon.
No, you're talking about. Don't it take? If they said if the sun went out, it takes 7.5 minutes before we notice.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's traveling at the speed of light.
Yeah.
We're sending radio
So we're
signals. No, signals don't travel at the speed of light. Otherwise, every time you talked on a radio, it would just shoot out a laser beam.
Radio signals travel at the speed of light. Hold on, it's loading. I have one bar.
I have pretty good internet. Forget that you've never actually...
Yes, radio signals travel at the speed of light.
No shit. Okay, so I've been proved wrong. I did not know that.
Dude, how do they even know? How
Okay,
do
so
they
look
measure
up
this?
how long does it take for a radio signal to get to the moon?
Does it take for the speed of light?
A research department is narrating to you.
The speed of light to reach the moon. 1.3 seconds.
Okay. So that's, I guess, fairly plausible. If they were using radio frequencies.
Rebunked it. Damn it.
If they were using radio frequencies and they were actually on the moon, that's plausible. They could actually have a normal conversation at near immediate reaction.
Dude.
But I still need to know how they got through the radiation belt.
Didn't they send a monkey? Didn't the Russians try to send a monkey up there, and the monkey just immediately got tons of cancer and died?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to be able to get to the moon."
That's why they were trying to put a hole in it when they
Project-
launched that nuke up into the stratosphere.
Project Starburst, dude.
Put a doggone hole in the ozone layer with a nuke because they were trying to create a bubble in that
You know how
radiation
crazy
belt
they
and fly
are
through
with
it.
nukes too. You remember the first nuke we ever like set off in Nevada, and they were like, "So there, no need to worry, but there's a less than 1% chance we
Of
might
it igniting the atmosphere.
we might blow the entire world up."
Yep.
And they're like, "Let's do it."
Yeah. It was like 1/1,000,000%, but it was still there. And I guess when you're dealing with something that powerful, they were like, this is, small chance, yeah, but it's still there that it could cause a chain reaction and just ignite the atmosphere.
I'd be pissed.
We weren't even around.
But I would have been pissed.
Just a celestial being, just, damn it, I was fixing to go down there.
Have you heard about that one about Saturn and Saturn's rings?
Mm-mm.
It was like, so before you became a human, or like us, allegedly you're just flying out through outer space and like seeing everything like your consciousness is, and Saturn fucking traps you and sends you down to fucking Earth.
That
And
sounds...
then you're there for like 80 years. And you're like, damn, what the fuck was that?
Sounds a little far-fetched to me.
That's what the Freemasons and shit love, is the what
Astrological
black
explanations.
The black cube and Saturn. Something about that shit. I haven't done any research into it. I've just heard passerbys and people talking about podcasts about Saturn's evil and some kind of black cube. And Taylor Swift's like on a black cube on her fucking tour. And have you ever seen the octagon on top of Saturn?
No.
Their magnetic field is not a circle. It's a fucking like hexagon on top of Saturn.
Interesting.
A green or blue one. So I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is that?
Probably a whole bucket full of nothing. But
I don't know.
I'm
Terrence
open to
Howard.
research anything.
Terrence Howard, he's the one that was like, Saturn. He was like, proved gravity wasn't real, or allegedly. Remember, he was on there debating with that dude on Joe Rogan after. He was like, dude, look, I've done all this math. And he proved like gravity wasn't real or something. Terrence Howard. And he's also the one that said Diddy tried to fuck him. Remember, he used to play Iron Man. Seriously. He was like, dude. Yeah, he was like, I hung out with Diddy like twice that he wanted to fucking bang me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Isn't it crazy how they just kind of fell off the side of the world?
Like, you know, it's still around. Dude, Diddy's name's tarnished forever.
Oh, yeah, tarnished forever. But I don't hear anything else about it anymore.
No, they're going to keep that
Like
shit.
it happened, and then, just like everything else, it just disappears.
Like Ghislaine's court case that just fucking, like, we never heard nothing from it. It's like, yeah, she's guilty of all this, but we're not going to mention the names of who she was doing it with. But yeah,
course.
she is guilty.
Of course.
They're never going to release that.
Because how many people are on that list that... Good
Dude,
Lord.
every time. They do it like every 6 months, do they not? Where they're like, we're releasing the Epstein files, dude. This is it this time. And then it's just nothing.
There's backdoor players. There may be senators.
Billionaires like Bill
there may
Gates.
be representatives that are fighting for it.
King
Give it to
Charles.
us. Congress is compromised. Probably a few senators are compromised. People in power, corporations,
The
people with
president
money.
may be. Unless they were just photobombing him.
Yeah.
We may never know, dude.
We're not even May. We're not going to know. They're not going to tell us
Exactly.
until there's enough years pass where all of those people die.
Dude, you hear Trump, he's already mentioned it twice, like low-key, about aliens. He was like, yeah, I think we should tell the American people. He's like, but they won't even tell me, like, what's the whole deal? But he's like, there's something. And did you hear about our military? He kind of mentioned it in a sideways way, like on accident, because, he just says what the fuck he's thinking about. He
Yep.
was talking about, like, having, like, an actual military battle with, like, another, like, really big country like Russia. He was like, or China. This one was about China. He was like, he kind of let this slip where he was like, dude, the shit that we have, you wouldn't even understand. Like, what, it would blow your, like, it's too much for your mind to even comprehend, like, the stuff that we have, is what Trump said. And people made the connections of, like, dude, these UFOs are just ours. that they see flying around, they're like, that's just the black, like, what is that, like, Black Ops, black budget project.
Black budget projects.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that we have outstanding technologies.
And they tell you, like, 20 years later, they're like, what they tell you that we have now is like, but
They had
I've always
20
been told
years ago.
I've always been told to, like, add like 20 years.
Yes.
Like, oh, if they say this is like our best shit that we have, that's like probably the shit that they're going to show us. But
That's
they
the
have
shit-
shit that is like,
That's the shit they developed 20 years ago. When a new technology come out, the military and the government's had it for in between 15 20 years. The internet was out, governmental military use, for years before it ever came to the public.
what was that UFO that crashed?
All of them?
The no, there was one that crashed, and like within 6 months, we all of a sudden developed a new technology, fiber optics.
Fiber optics. That's
Like-
right. That was over there in
Roswell.
Roswell.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, we got fiber optics. And fiber optics confused the fuck out of me. You know why? Because it's made out of glass.
Is it conductive?
A fiber, it just transmits light, data, like a frequency.
Dude, how have
It's
we
clear.
made?
It's like a glassy material.
How have we made shit with like just the materials on Earth that is able to do this shit?
I don't know.
Dude, like I know how to connect Bluetooth.
The monkeys made the rocks think. That's a
Yes.
computer.
It's like I know how to connect my phone Bluetooth to my car, but what's going on there is not. I have no idea what's happening.
Not at all.
There's just
Not
signals,
at
I
all.
guess, going
I'm
through the
taking
fucking air.
something on my phone and sending it through the air to this thing that then plays it out of these things, which make more air, but that air makes noise.
So all that shit. What's crazy is how they send, and they're basically sending all that shit like through what, like copper wiring, and it's coming out of your speakers. What?
And that's just for power. All your speaker does is vibrate at different frequencies and create noise, distinct noises. Because that's all everything is. Like your name is just a noise that I make to get your attention.
And then all this screen is technically too is what, red, green, blue.
Yeah.
Just all tiny as
RGB.
hell.
Just
That's
a bunch of
fucking
pixels.
crazy.
that
And
they
it doesn't
throw
know
together.
what it's making. it just knows that this is the signal. Put that on the screen. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then how does a camera work, dude?
I don't know. Ask it. It's up there.
Do you just fucking take a picture? It just absorbs all the light and just goes, oh, we can put that on this.
I don't know. Especially digital, like digital pictures. Because I can, like an old school camera, you can kind of understand. Because it would literally burn a reflective image onto film.
Yeah.
But with a digital camera, it's like, how are you doing that? Let alone video, because all video is a bunch of pictures taken really
crazy.
Fast.
The mics are even crazy too. It's like,
yeah.
How do you, what the fuck? And this thing's dense as fuck. I'm wondering what's inside of here.
I don't know.
Because those are a lot. And then this thing's fucking crazy.
Technology. It's insane.
Dude, I'm never going to get it.
No, I'll never understand it.
Do you think the aliens that like broke down or crashed here in their UFOs, this is funny, where, it's like us just driving a car around, but if your fucking car like your engine explodes, you're basically stranded because you need like one of those other smarter aliens that's a mechanic to come fix it. So what if they just crashed here and they're like, we're fucking cooked.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix this thing.
Y'all don't even have the elements required to rebuild this thing.
Yeah. And it could just be just a bunch of dumbass aliens like me and you were aliens going somewhere and our fucking UFO broke down. We'd be like, we're fucking stranded here.
Yeah, we're stuck.
Yeah.
May as well make friends with the monkeys. These violent, territorial monkeys.
Have you seen that library of that online library of every word? It made every book and every single word ever. And they have one now with like the red, green, blue pixels. And it's like, like the website's so big. Like, do you know like the numbers? Like whenever it says this is how many books are in there, it's like 1.2 to like the 10 to the fucking 50. How many like all that shit's in there? So they have it to where if you go through it, you could probably get like your name will be in it, and it'll tell you how you die, how you live, and all that shit.
Because it's every word in existence.
Yeah, and it's like one, and they have one for pictures too. So you're on that website. This picture from that screen is on that website with the pictures somewhere before, and it's already been on there. It's before we ever even done this, because they got all the red, green, blue pixels, and they made every picture they possibly could in existence. And they put it on a website. So
where's this website?
What
is this called? Let's pull it up.
I don't even know what it is right now. I'll look it up after, because you could pull up, like for example, we could record this before it even happened, and this website already has it on there. You can take a screenshot, put like the screenshot into the website, and it will pull up what number the picture is.
We're gonna have to look at this,
because it literally has every picture ever. So like it already has it on there, predicting the future of a picture that we're literally taking right now with that camera. It's already on the internet.
Sounds absurd.
It's true.
We're gonna have to find that.
Yeah. What's crazy is
because it sounds to me like you were getting your leg pulled by somebody.
No, dude, no, because they were doing the website on his YouTube shit. He was like pulling it up. He was like, "Look, I could take this picture, put it into the website, and it just pulls it up."
Okay, so what if, and just bear with me, the upload process is it putting it on the website as you're uploading it, and then assigning it a location on the website.
Hold on.
And then when it's done uploading, it's already there, but they made the upload screen a little bit longer to make it seem like you're still uploading. But it's already uploaded, given a name, given a location, given a tag, and then it pulls that up, the picture you just uploaded.
Hold on. It'll load in a minute. It will. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to find it from this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do research on it.
I have to find that because I want to see that. If that's a real thing, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I would lose my shit.
Dude, they have however many pictures on it that all they did was take all the red, green, and blue pixels and make every
And just
possible
generate any image, every possibility.
Like there's probably pictures on there of just the whole screen's black except for one little pixel in the corner is just a different color. But they had to do it for every single pixel on the screen all the way fucking through. That's like why there's so many pictures on there.
Jeez.
Because I really wanted to test out that website.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah. I wonder. So, like, you could just take a selfie with your phone. That would probably blow your mind if you took a selfie with your phone and just went, okay, upload it to this website. Or, like, put it in the, like, the where's this picture at in the library. And it just literally straight up pulls you up right next to it. Like the selfie you just took. And it's like, but that picture's already existed. It'd blow my fucking pants
It just
off,
seems
dude.
like it's a really predictive algorithm for something like that.
It seems
It seems like an AI making a copy of what you're putting in it.
It seems like they didn't, not really predictive. It was just what's it called? Where they just do a high volume of shit that just has everything on it.
I don't know the term that I'm looking for.
I don't know either.
Listen, Joe, I'm a little retarded.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman. We did talk about him, didn't
Yeah.
we? That dude was freaking huge. I had no business being that big.
Dude, sometimes I just want to do steroids.
Don't.
I know, but I'm
Don't.
just saying, I should.
I mean, hell, even trend is bad enough.
Well, ain't steroids just hormones that you're putting in your body? Or is it like an actual... Ain't steroids...
I don't know the physiological compound or the makeup.
Or does it
of
make your
anabolic
cells do different
steroids.
shit?
I just know that it's bad for you.
Yeah.
That's all I really know. Like, don't do that. If you need chemicals, you've got a problem.
Dude, if you don't see results after 2 days of going to the gym, just start taking anabolic steroids. This creatine's been working. I think either that or I don't know.
Getting a little more bubbly, are you?
Yeah, water weighted. Not any stronger, just water weighted.
Just water weighted.
which is sick.
Like a water. Which is sick.
Don't you want to be jacked in your casket, dude? And just
Jack in your cat. Yeah. Well, they dehydrate you before they put you in there because they fill you up with that fucking. What's it fucking
I'm
called?
gonna tell them not to do that. I don't want that fluid in me.
What's it called? Come on. It's right on the tip of my
C.
tongue.
Does it start with C?
Hang on. I'm going to figure this out. Formaldehyde?
Yes.
No, is it formaldehyde?
Yeah.
Formaldehyde.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Just bury me straight in the ground, no casket.
Put
dude.
me in the ground in a wood box.
Not even a box, dude. Just straight up, just bury
Straight
me
up
into
put you in the ground.
naked.
Well, wood box helps a little bit. I'm all right with that.
Why?
Well, because it's more nutrients. Because I want to turn into a fucking tree.
Yeah.
Plant a tree on top of me, turn me into a tree. That I'm all right with. You put formaldehyde in somebody's body, you know what it does? It makes the soil toxic if you ever expose it, and nothing can grow in the soil anymore. Don't know why they started doing that. But yeah, just dig a hole, throw me in it.
To make a ton of money, dude.
In a pine box, plant a tree on top of me. Let me go.
Big formaldehyde, dude. Like, and what is it? Big chloride. What the fuck they put in the fluoride?
Fluoride. I'm hoping that's supposed to be coming to an end.
Big fluoride, dude. Is there fluoride in this?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Body Armor. Or
It
whoever
just,
the fuck
there's only
makes
like
it.
just a couple ingredients in this. Allegedly.
Reverse osmosis distilled water.
Dude. Somebody should just make a water where the ingredients just say water. That'd be the perfect water.
It would be. Yeah, because, I mean, there's, I see, Deer Park. Like a Deer Park water.
Yeah.
Tastes like water. Dasani
Dude,
does not
it
taste
tastes
like water.
It tastes like a chemical.
It tastes like pennies to me. Like there's something in it. It's I like the water we have here on the tap, like in the fridge. Not necessarily tap water, because I know the tap water's got a little bit of chlorine in it. But through the filter and the water line in the fridge, man, that water's so good.
But probably, however old the pipes are, too, probably has something to do with it, too.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that the pipes out here are like old clay pipes.
We had cast iron in our house.
Yeah,
What did they do? New construction now is just PVC, right? Everywhere.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just PVC, everything.
Have you seen the inside? Like whenever they take an old water pipe off, and like all the like like the not even like a crustacean, but like rocks and like deposits that are in all those.
All of those calcium deposits and everything that's in there. Yeah. Then they'll send this big wire brush through it and clean it. And they've got this new shit now. It looks like a sock, like a big balloon. They'll just shove that in the pipe and pump air in it and send it down to wherever it goes. And it puts like an epoxy resin over everything. Makes a new pipe, essentially. That's
I think I've seen that.
pretty neat technology right there. Yeah. Just make a new pipe out of the old pipe. But it's only the inside. The outside's going to keep deteriorating.
Pulling wire, now that I'm thinking about it, is one of the most hilarious things. Because did y'all ever get like the vacuum with like the little spool of
The twine, the pull string.
yeah, and then just suck it through the other side. Just
Did that at the doggone TVA job I did up there in Meigs County.
Yeah.
It was 800, 900 feet down to the end of the hallway, and they just...
to the other side of the building.
Yeah. Next thing you know, string just falls out of the conduit. There it is. There it is. And you pull 2 fucking wires through it.
Oh, dude, that shit's heavy as fuck too. Trying to pull that shit, like kind of big wires or something through. Where you're
man.
sitting there like cranking hard as you
Hell,
fucking
there
can.
was a... Ad Man was up there. They were pulling some, like... I'm talking like one, probably like thick shit. Thick shit. And it took 5 or 6 of them. And they, of course, they were pulling 5 or 6 wires at a time. These fuckers are that thick. And it'd take a whole crew of guys just to like get it out of the conduit and pull it up. And it's like, God, no thanks. I'll stick to my 18 gauge little easy pulls.
Back whenever I worked at Mustang, they had that tugger because we were pulling like the 4 gauge, like it was 4 wires all wrapped around. Or no, it was just 3. It was like orange, yellow, and brown or some shit. And
They were 3-phase.
They were they were all 3. Well, they were like that big, stacked on top of each other. They had to get this fucking big ass rope with a tugger and pull it through the whole fucking like wire tray. Just tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, because there's just not enough guys you can put on that to pull it.
Yeah.
I watched them pull wire. They put in an underground conduit. Got their rope through it. Laid the underground conduit. Buried everything. You know, like at this point, everything's covered up. It's under the ground. They had to tie a truck to that motherfucker. And had a truck out there like on the asphalt. Pulling the wire through the conduit. Because nobody could pull it. You can't pull it.
Just stripped all the insulation off the side by accident.
There was several screw-ups over at that project. They left, there was like the maintenance building down at the bottom of the facility. They didn't even put a neutral, like on the feed to the building.
Didn't you say a week or 2 ago you plugged one in, it burned up like the whole fucking thing? Because they didn't put the right... didn't you say they didn't even wire it up right?
Well, I've had several instances like that. I don't know which one you're talking about specifically. Because I know, like, I've had an instance where I got up into a drop ceiling, like drop tile ceiling, pushed the tile up, like, with my head and my stuff, and then got my fingers on it. And there was a 480 line, uncapped, no wire nut on it, stripped, like somebody went to wire something up, touched the conduit. Man, it looked like a flashbang went off in the fucking sky. Just doof, blue sparks went everywhere. And then I've had heaters, turn all the breakers off, rewire the heaters, do that, turn the breaker back on, heater explodes.
Why?
Because you take your wires and it's solid gauge copper wire and you move it around on metal enough, it kind of strips the jacket off of it. So the electricians come in, took all the covers off and pulled the wires out a little bit more, and it had scraped the jacket off of this wire that had 208 on it or something like that for, an electric heater, like a baseboard heater. Turned it on, I heard, doof! What the fuck? Went over and there's just smoke coming out of it. It had just arced in there and made contact with the frame of the heater and melted all the low voltage components.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Electricity's a hell of a thing, but you shouldn't be afraid of it. You just respect it.
I watched a video the other day of this dude. There was
Up to a certain voltage.
a limb, like on a fucking, like power line.
Yeah.
And he just went and stuck his thing up to it, and it just went, ding! And he went, yep, that's why you just don't grab limbs out of nowhere.
And see, that's kind of crazy because wood is a terrible electrical
That means
conductor.
there must have been a ton of
It was fucking hot, and it was probably wet.
Yeah, oh,
It was probably
right after
wet.
like a storm or some
so
shit.
there's water on the outside of it that's soaked into the wood a little bit. That'll carry an electrical current. Wood sucks. It would have to be a hell of a lot of voltage or amperage. Can't remember which one really matters to get through a conductor.
Ohm's law, dude. Who knows?
I had a book on it for a long time. Quit reading it. Made me a little drowsy.
I remember going through those classes. Just literally just plugging the numbers in and just putting it in a calculator.
See, I never did that.
did.
I went down there to IBEW on my birthday, of all days. On my birthday, went down there and took a test to like see if I was qualified to get into the class. Aced it. They called me like 3 days later. Hey, you aced it. Come on, you come finish the rest of your stuff. We'll get you in the class. Never called them back.
You never did, or
I never called them back.
yeah.
I listened to the voicemail and went, huh, cool. Because in that 3 days, I had learned from the guys at TVA who were part of the program, at any time, you could just get laid off.
Yeah.
At any time. And I was like, I'm fixing to have a kid. I can't juggle that. Just at any time getting laid off. I'm not going to put
They can get
that.
you another job like almost instantly.
Well, yeah, they can get you another job, but hey, it might be in Arkansas.
No, only stuff around here. Kind of.
Really?
Yeah, if
Hey,
you
you
work,
worked on the Mustang project.
that's in our area. Our area for that local.
Hell, I thought that was at like the bottom of Alabama.
No, it was Bridgeport, right past South. Right past South Pittsburgh.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, they only send you to jobs locally, unless like some storm happens or something. They'll send you to fucking like Florida. They offered me to go to Florida for like a week and a half or whatever. Like after they
Seems
had,
like
a
I
hurricane.
vaguely remember that.
And I was like, no, I'm not going down there. They tried to call me once for a storm shit, that in like the middle of the fucking night, and I just didn't answer the phone.
Because I wanted to. I wanted to go in there and get in the union, and
It wasn't worth it.
I wanted to do that.
You'd hate working with those people.
I just wanted to make more money.
Yeah.
That was my biggest
Their
thing.
top out, yeah, they have a top out. It's like 31. Usually only get like 40 hours a week too. No
That's all
overtime.
I get right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fine with that. Hell.
And then if you get laid off, dude, yeah. So, but you do get full family coverage insurance and dental and like all that shit.
Paid for?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, when you're
Ooh, man, that would be huge right now.
Yeah, you
Fuck
get,
insurance.
you get full benefits, 401k, all that shit. They sent me a thing right after tax season. I need to pull out my IRA. $148, dude.
Hell
My retirement.
yes. Living the high life on that one,
My
are you?
retirement from the IBW, dude.
Yeah. They paid you good. What did that get you? One fill up on your FedEx truck?
I guess. We had that dude put in his 2 weeks. He's going hot shot.
Going to Hot Shot, is he?
Good luck and Godspeed. That means I'm the new top man on the totem pole, dude. I've been there longer than everybody, and I'm younger than everybody.
Oh, so that was the one guy that had been there longer than you?
Yeah.
No shit.
Now I'm top dog, dude, and I'm younger than every fucking body.
Hell yeah, you got the most seniority over anybody there.
Yeah, and seniority doesn't do shit except for if you ask to go on a vacation. If I ask to go on a vacation and it coincides the same week as somebody else's, they get fucked.
Really?
Because I get to go on vacation or like get days off before anybody else. That's the only seniority you really get
That's
over there.
the only perk of being there longer than anybody else.
Yeah, is you get the seniority on vacations.
Wow. Well, I guess that's probably the only official perk. official in quotations.
And I told,
But surely you've got more respect
I do.
towards you than anybody else there.
And I told this girl I work with, I said, you need to tell me your vacation so I can plan one the same week and ruin your week. That's hilarious. I could do that. Just find out somebody's vacation days and just go, you know what? I'm literally just going to go on vacation and just stay at home all week.
just stay at home. No, I'm not going to do anything productive. Just going to be a potato.
I need to take a vacation because my last vacation I took was in 21.
Really?
Yep. That's the last time I went on vacation.
I typically take like a long form vacation somewhere around Christmas.
I haven't took a long form one yet. I took a 4-day.
Yeah.
For that Drake concert, I took like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But that still ain't enough.
Typically, I'll take a long form at the end of the year, but I can turn. Like,
you told me this too, especially me not taking a vacation in a while, because you were telling me it does the same shit to you. If I take like a staycation for like a week, after 3 days,
day 3,
I'm gonna be like,
you go stir crazy. You go stir crazy. Because the first 2 days, I've mowed the yard, the house is clean,
and there
my
ain't
truck's
nothing else
clean.
to do.
I've done any extra shit that I wanted to do. Something I've been thinking about
Probably
for a while.
worked out like 3 days in a row too.
Yeah,
and you're like,
and then it's like, all right, day 3 rolls around. It's like, I'm going stir crazy, and like I'll come in here, I'll sit down, or I'll be sitting in there, and I'm like, I feel like I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to be doing something. But as I've gotten older, that's kind of, I'm hoping it's going away, because like anytime there's like a holiday or something, you can like, you know, you can use 2 days PTO and get like 7 days off. Anytime you can kind of. I'll do
finesse
that.
it. Yeah.
I'll do that. That's what I like doing around Christmas and stuff, because we get so many paid holidays around that time, like Christmas, Thanksgiving. It'll be like, oh, okay, so it's on a Monday or a Thursday. I'm like, dude, take Wednesday, Monday, and Tuesday, use 3 days and get like 8 days off. Oh, it's fantastic.
My cousin is trying to get me to buy a house over there by her. Or get me and Fallon to go in on a house over there so we can move out.
Over in
Not in. This is just in Rossville. This ain't in the. Well, it's kind
White
of
Side or
yeah.
okay.
It's right there next to the old people's home. You go down Rossville Boulevard, Lafayette Road. You take a left.
Yeah.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
there.
Okay. I got a buddy. I say
But
it's my
she
buddy,
sabotaged me.
coworker that lives over there.
She sabotaged me because she was like, "Yeah, you need to buy that house or get into it." I was like, "All right, I'll look into it." She signs my fucking phone number up and everything to this real estate website and sends it to the lady. I get a phone call from the number last night.
15 times a day they're going to be calling.
This morning they tried to call me about buying that house. I did not answer the phone. I just looked at it and just went,
It's almost as bad as car salesman.
yeah.
You got to be careful putting your numbers in for shit like that.
She fucking sabotaged me. I was like, what the fuck?
What is your plan, though? I mean, you do eventually plan to get your own place. I know we had talked about that before.
Yeah, eventually. I might be soon. But I'm so comfortable where I'm at right now. Is where the rubber's meeting the road.
Yeah.
But I should move out. I just as long as I'm welcome, which I always am over there at my dad's, I don't mind sitting there just stacking the fucking bank.
Yeah.
Just being able to just keep putting money back as much as I can.
That way, when
Then-
you do make the decision, it's not a
I
hard
could
one.
now.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should. In my opinion, like, this house, you know, we bought it and we lived here for a little while with my parents still here. And, you know, everything was fine. A little crowded having, you know, 2 families in the same house. A lot going on. But once everything was kind of situated and the water stopped waving and they got their new place up there, dude, having your own house, oh, it's so peaceful. So peaceful. 'Cause you don't, you know, it's not like living in an apartment where you're listening to your neighbor through the wall.
I lived alone for a minute.
You did over in Post Oak, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lonesome. Man. In the middle of the woods, dude.
Middle of the woods, it's on the side of the road with 2 houses on either side of you.
I'm not from out here, dude. I'm from Port Oglethorpe, dude. That shit's in the middle of the fucking woods to me. I'm like, damn, I'm so far away from everything.
Nah, you're 10 minutes from Fort O right there.
That's still too far for me.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind living in Rossville. That's kind of, and where she lives is kind of in the middle of the city. I'm kind of like, okay. I'd still take the same
big
roads.
residential area over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more my speed.
Better man than I couldn't live like that.
I like living like that.
I couldn't live. Hell, even the people on this back road through the wood. If I can see your house, I'm not all right with it.
I like where I live right now too, my fucking parents' house, because literally Chick-fil-A is just 2 minutes down the road, McDonald's is 2 minutes down the road, the gas station's right there, literally 30 seconds.
Don't even have to start your car to go to the gas station.
The day it snowed, I just walked down to Papa John's and got a pizza.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Hell, Lauren couldn't do it either.
Yeah.
She don't. Bustling public places, don't like it. Used to. I used to enjoy going to the mall and, going out in public and just doing whatever, even if I was just going around to walk around. Now, I don't want any part of it unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Doesn't interest me. Better man than I couldn't do it.
And I done research into that Southern Adventist shit. All of them are vegan. Like, they don't eat.
Topic changed.
They don't eat meat or nothing. Well, what you were just talking about, but like hustle bustle. There's fucking people walking around and shit all over the place down there, which is what it reminded me of. But the reason they don't eat meat, and like the Southern Adventists don't, is because the dude that came up with that religion thought that eating meat made you want to have sex and be horny as hell and shit. Which is why they're all vegan.
It's almost like the natural operation of the body is to procreate. And when your body is properly fueled and you have all of the nutrients you need, your body wants to procreate.
Yeah.
Is there that much of a stigma? Like, it's not that bad of a thing.
And have you seen how weak vegan people are?
Yeah.
And they were talking about that in that creatine video that I was doing research on, because you told me you get most of it from red meat. You get 70% about. Vegans that are walking around and vegetarians are walking around at like maybe 30-40% of their creatine levels. Meat, if you eat a lot of meat, you get about 70%. But if you also supplement, you got all the shit you need.
I seen a truck in downtown Chattanooga yesterday that said the Chubby Vegan. It was like a food truck.
Dude, you should have just T-boned it at full speed.
The Chubby Vegan. And I was like,
Is
that an oxymoron?
Didn't the vegan teacher die?
I have no idea.
Dude,
I remember her being on YouTube quite a bit for a while.
And she was like a frail little fucking... No.
Yeah, I think, wasn't she only like 50-something years old?
Yeah.
And looked like she was 70?
And have you seen those people that are vegans? They're like trying to promote veganism. They give their dogs are vegans too.
Oh, you give...
And they put regular meat dog food in one bowl, and they put like a salad and shit in the other. The dog immediately just goes...
I seen that. Wasn't it on like a Dr. Phil episode where they did that?
I think.
Like, oh, my dog's vegan. So they set out like a bowl of meat and a bowl of spinach. And the dog went straight for the meat and just inhaled it. And it's like, that dog's been missing its nutrients.
I got my dog yesterday, Lincoln. I know he loves this shit. My sister went and got her steak and made it and cut it all up and put A1 sauce all over it. And I took 2 pieces of steak and I gave them to my dog Lincoln, because she had A1 sauce all over it too. I gave it to my dog Lincoln. I know he probably just went, this is the best food I've ever fucking had. It probably shocked his damn system.
That on the weekends, this morning, another prime example, made me a ribeye for breakfast. What's my dog do? She sits right next to me, and like every 2 or 3 bites, I'll cut off a piece of the fat ring, hand it to her. Keep eating it. Cut off a piece of fat ring, hand it to her. She'll eat that steak with me. And then when I'm done with it, I'll hand her the plate.
Have you ever tried to feed your dog like scrambled eggs or something? I wonder if that would work.
And she eats eggs.
I bet you they'd love that shit.
She eats eggs. Fried eggs. I've never tried to give her like scrambled eggs, but I eat eggs with my ribeyes.
Yeah.
I'm going to make 3 eggs in my ribeye.
Don't you have that Blackstone?
No.
Oh.
I've just got a glass top stove.
Oh.
I'll make my ribeye, make my eggs, put the eggs on top of the ribeye, let it sit. And she'll eat the fried eggs. She'll eat the yolks. Like, I've given her a whole yolk.
I'm big on steak and onions, dude. Where you like have leftover steak and you cut it all up and then you cut up a bunch of onions and put it all in there together and start putting all the spices and shit on it.
I tell you what you need to do is
Dude,
throw you a
my
little
mouth
bit
is
of
fucking watering.
bone broth or beef broth in there.
Yeah.
Stir that shit up. Oh my God.
Dude, Montreal steak seasoning might be the GOAT.
See, I don't like. Let me rephrase. I like Montreal steak seasoning, but every steak I ever had, like growing up, that's what my mom made them with, was Montreal steak seasoning.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where it's like, I know what this tastes like.
Garlic?
Garlic.
Huge.
I'm telling you. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. Best steak you'll ever have. And I've got this new seasoning in here.
Do you put it on there and just let it marinate for a bit?
I take my steak, like if I'm getting it right out of the fridge, it's thawed, it's not frozen. Right out of the fridge, put it in the microwave, put it on defrost for about 5 minutes, just to get it a little bit closer to room temperature. Because a cold steak takes longer to cook, right? Room temperature steak will cook evenly. So I'll get it a little bit closer to room temperature, season it. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. And I've got this new seasoning. It's like a caramelized onion butter. It's like a yellow seasoning. It's really good. I'll season my steak on the plate, room temperature. Pat everything in.
Butter. Salted, extra salted butter.
No, I get unsalted butter. I get unsalted butter because I'm already salting my steak. I know, it's weird. I get unsalted butter because I'm already salting the hell out of my steak. I don't need any more. I already have a sodium deficiency. So I know how much salt I need to put. I don't need any extra. Because I don't want my sodium too high. I get it. Everybody I've ever told that, I don't know, we buy unsalted butter. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Season my steak. And then first thing I do, take that fat ring.
Big ass country crock, dude.
No,
huge tub
we
of
buy that
crock.
Irish butter.
Yeah.
Irish Gold or whatever it's called.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's good fucking butter. Anyways, sear the fat ring. First thing, start my timer. 1 minute, let the fat ring just sit there and simmer, cook up. And then start tossing butter in the pan. After a minute, lay it over, cook 3 minutes each side, put it in the microwave, 10 minutes. Fry my eggs. Best fucking steak. Best fucking steak.
My dad does this one where I don't know if this is good or not. It tastes good as fuck. He'll take like the raw steaks and he'll put fucking like, salt, pepper, all that shit over them. And then he'll get barbecue sauce and lather it around the entire steaks, like all of them, and just put it in the fridge for like 2 days. And then cook some medium rare.
Ooh, I bet that is good.
I wonder if the barbecue sauce sinks into that shit after like 2 days, and that's why it tastes so fucking good.
I'd say, so does he rinse them before he cooks them, or does he just throw them right in there?
Yeah, rinses them off.
Rinses them off?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's just getting the flavoring out of the barbecue sauce.
And then just throws it on
Because
the grill.
I'm a big proponent, like, if you need sauce on your steak, you didn't make a good steak.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, you don't put sauces on your steak.
Yeah.
You didn't make a good steak if you
I
need
don't know
sauce.
why my
with it.
sister does that shit too with A1 sauce. I'm a big hater on people that put shit on their steak.
Don't put sauce on your steak.
You were hammered. We were playing Call of Duty. You were like, dude, Trump eats steak with ketchup. Dude, he's a redneck. And I was like, dude, he's a fucking idiot, dude. Why would he do that?
He does. Well done with ketchup.
Dude, that is disgusting.
That's the way Donald Trump likes his steaks. Well done.
Call the police
with
on him.
ketchup.
My sister fucking told me that. She said whenever she was younger, she said she loved well done steak with the fucking ketchup. And I'm like, oh my God. Now she's hitting the old medium rare with fucking A1 sauce.
Medium rare, salt and pepper.
Medium
Garlic
rare.
salt.
What I had for dinner yesterday, the vegans would hate me, dude. I had just 2 gigantic links of Polish sausage and just a huge steak right next to it. Dude, that's
Hell
all I
yeah.
had. That's all I have for dinner.
That's a good dinner.
Yeah.
That's a good dinner.
2 huge.
Finish it off
Polish
with a few
sausage.
strawberries at the end of the day. Woo!
Polish sausage might be the best shit of all time.
Oh, yeah. I love that stuff.
shit.
Love it.
Dude, and then they try to scare you away from eating like bologna and hot dogs by like showing you the how it's made videos, and I'm like, I don't care.
I've seen how a hot dog is made.
And bologna.
I've seen how bologna is made.
Just
and it, you know what? 2 pieces of white bread, a piece of just, I'm talking the fakest fucking cheese that you can put on that bread, and a little bit of mayonnaise. Best bologna sandwich on this fucking planet.
Craft single, dude.
A craft single. You can't beat it. Oh! The camera went down.
Did it really?
Maybe hang on.
No, it's. I think your computer.
Still recording?
Yeah. Oh, we are having issues.
You may be having performance issues.
Am I lagging?
No.
Okay.
It's still recording. We're good. That computer's just terrible. Just terrible. Dude, I'll tell you what I'm excited for. Dude. I got a new pair of boots.
What kind?
JK's.
Where'd you get them?
USA made. Ordered them. USA made. 100% leather. I've never owned a $450 pair of boots.
Dude, this shit's gonna go out in like a year, dude.
No, it
You're
ain't.
cooked.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it
Tell
will.
you. Well, I'm gonna.
My dad got mad at me for doing the same shit. I bought those fucking Nike tennis shoes I got, with the two shit popped on the side.
That's a fucking Nike. This is a JK boot.
I know, dude, but my dad got mad at me because he said, "You paid $169 for these." I'm like, I work. I walk on my feet
That's a
all day.
tennis shoe. This is a boot.
Yeah.
Grayson put me on them. When we went out of town, he's got a pair that he had custom built. They were expensive.
How do they do that? Do they measure?
It's all handmade.
But like, do they have to measure your shit before they custom?
I
make
think
your
he
shoe?
did have to send in measurements. I'd have to ask him again.
Just send a picture of your foot, dude.
But he put in his sizes, had everything custom made. Longer shaft on, comes further up your
Pause.
shin. All right, we're good.
Yeah. Longer shaft.
So he had everything custom made. We went out of town. He come in, he started preaching about them. Man, these are good boots. You need to get you. I've bought maybe 2 pairs of boots my entire life. A pair of All-Set Tacticals when I was working at the hardware store. Jesus. They were $120. And the Ariat boots that I got married in, I bought those. All of my other boots in my whole life have been hand-me-downs, either from my dad or from Grayson. I've gotten several pairs of boots from Grayson. So I never really felt the need to buy myself a pair of boots. I've always got boots. Somebody's got a pair of boots they can give me, and I can work in them. I put those boots on while we were out of town. Oh, my God. That 100% leather, handmade in the U.S.
Placebo.
Dude, it was so comfortable. It was so comfortable. It had the arch support, everything. Yeah. The leather had molded to his foot, not my foot. But I think our feet are similar enough that the boot fit me just right. And I was like, dude, I gotta get a pair of these. Sure enough, I ordered me a pair. They're gonna be here Wednesday. I'm so excited to get those boots. That's going to make my work life just 10 times better.
Yeah, being able to just walk and have... Both of my tires are busted on my fucking shoes. I think I need to get some new... I wonder if that's why my fucking back's been hurting.
I would almost guarantee it.
Because, both...
You're walking around on blown-out shoes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking like 10,000 steps a day on just... And you remember when I was in here pushing them down and you hear the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Now both of them
That's like walking 10,000 steps a day in a pair of Hey Dudes.
And on my left side, for some reason, do your tennis shoes do the same thing on your left foot?
I don't wear tennis shoes.
Well, if you ever does it start poking a hole through your shoe after you wore them for so long? Because this is the second shoe in a row where the fabric is busted on my left side and my pinky toes able to come out the side of the...
You're not wearing wide enough shoes.
So should I buy, like 12 wides? Do they do that?
Yeah. You need wides.
Because my foot's fat as fuck. Yeah.
You need wides. You're wearing... Yeah. Does your pinky toe curl under the rest of your toes?
No, my pinky toes on both sides. See, both sides of my shoe, on my right one's not as bad as my left one.
Yeah.
But there's holes getting poked on both the left sides, or like both outside sides.
On your pinky toe side on each foot.
Yeah. The right one's not as bad, but there's still, I can see it forming. The left one like almost immediately goes all the way. Like there's a huge fucking hole in it now.
I wonder. Like, do you put a lot of pressure on your pinky toe when you walk? I wonder if you're just creasing that part of the shoe a lot more than the rest of it. Like if you put a lot of pressure on your pinky toe side of your foot as you walk, you're creasing that fabric a little bit more, and it's just putting more wear on it.
Yeah. And then the bottoms are falling off of them. And I've only had these shoes for like 4 months.
Well, look at what you do for a living.
Dude, it's
You're constantly in and out of that truck on asphalt, on concrete.
on every fucking, and then they get rained on and they
Yeah,
smell like
I mean,
ass, dude. And then that probably ain't fucking good for them either. But I think I swear, like you said, what I do, it's every 4 months, dude. A pair of shoes get blown out of the fucking water, dude.
Get a pair of Skechers. Motherfuckers will last 2 years.
Asics too. I've heard about those.
Yeah.
I used to run cross country and that shit.
Get you a pair of grandpa shoes, and them motherfuckers will outlive anything you can get
I tried
name
that.
brand.
I tried that last time.
Yeah.
I had a pair of Skechers from as my last shoes, like all black ones, just regular Skechers. They blew out in like 4 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how much? I guess it's just
Just have walking
how
10,000
much
steps.
you're using them.
Probably overused. Just walking at least like probably 50,000 steps a week, if not
Yeah.
more, and then carrying heavy shit with them too. Like it's probably why both sides are busted the fuck out.
Yeah. Lauren, when she was working on Amazon,
She probably went through shoes
she
like
went
fucking
through shoes. My God, she was buying a new pair of tennis shoes like every few months.
Yeah.
And I was like, God almighty.
I've got all my old ones somehow are still like all in the garage, like all my
Yeah.
like the errors through FedEx, dude. They're all by the time I put them in the garage,
Walk out the glass door, and there they are.
they're just blown completely out, dude. Like broken in half.
Yeah.
Like my Air Force Ones, the whole bottom came off the fucking Air Force Ones. That's how long I went before I bought a new pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess a busy day for me is like 14,000 steps.
Jesus.
That's I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a really busy day.
Yeah.
A regular, like, run of the mill working at TVA day, about 8,000.
Yeah.
Maybe 9. But hell, of course, here recently, I'm probably getting maybe around 3,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
There's just not anything going on. I got to come home and make up my steps.
Yeah. Working out in the damn field, dude.
I do. Well, not in the field. Doot.
Dude's probably out there.
Doot. Where's Doot? We got a chicken named Dude. I'm going to start calling him Doot. But no, yeah, I've started working out outside.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I was like, right here. I was working out right here, staring out the windows. I started working out outside. Oh, my God, so much better. Because I'm not constantly
You're gonna
worried
get a
that I'm going to
bench?
send my dumbbell into the fan or, huh?
Are you gonna ever get a bench? Or
I've got one.
Do you use it?
No.
That's
No.
all I do. Is that and just a curl bar.
I thought about this week, Monday or Tuesday, that I was going to get my bench out. And if I'm going to start working out outside, and it's adjustable, I can make
just
it
get
an
a huge
incline
chest.
or, make it sit up straight or do anything like that. I was like, you know what? I might just start getting that motherfucker out anytime I want to work out outside. Just set it up in the yard right there behind the porch where I've been working out. And then I could do more shit. And it's got all the, well, I don't think I have the attachments for it anymore, but it had the attachments for like preacher curls and then like quad lifts and all that stuff. It had everything on it. And I think I threw most of that away because I just wanted the bench. I brought it in here before the table came and before this ever started. I had the bench in here. But I just got to the point where I was like, I'm just tired of working out inside.
Yeah.
I want to work out outside because I can go out there and I can sit in the sun and work out at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm doing everything all at once, and I work up a tremendous sweat, and it's fantastic. No, I feel much better working out outside, and I work out barefoot too. That's been a big one for me. Working out barefoot, that way I can use all of my toes. I'm using all the muscles in my feet because my pinky toe does curl under the rest of my toes.
Damn.
That motherfucker curls in.
Why?
I don't know. I guess because I've always worn fairly narrow shoes. I don't know. My pinky toe's like under the rest of my toes. Helps a lot with balance, believe it or not, but it just doesn't look natural, I guess.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to like go barefoot a lot so I can try to work that fucker back out of there and then have flat foot.
I think probably one of the main reason I wear socks all the time is because both my big toes are blown apart.
Yeah.
Like, because I've dropped shit on both of my big toes before to where they're new nails. And my one, I think it's my left side, it grows halfway. And then at the halfway up after that, it's dead. It's like hollow nail.
Really?
Yeah. And my right one is skinnier now. Because remember, I dropped that package with the weight bar on it.
Yeah.
Like one of the actual
I
weight
remember
bars.
when you did it. You sent me Snapchats of your toe.
Yeah,
and
that
it
shit was
like
blown
fucked up.
And that shit ended up falling off. And it flattened out my nail bed.
Yeah.
So whenever after that fell off and it grew back, I had to go get like an in-house surgery done on it because my nail was growing through the sides of my fucking skin. A hell of an ingrown toenail, dude. I guess that's what that is. On both sides because it was flat, and I guess they're usually supposed to be arched. So since that shit was flat, it grew through both sides of my skin on my fucking toe. And that shit, I pulled my fucking foot off or my sock off at
Pulled your fucking foot off.
at Hag Foot and Ankle, and this
Yeah.
old man looking at it just goes, "Dude, that toe is very agitated. Oh shit, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to go in there." So they had to poison my root on both sides. They went and numbed it up. Dude, the motherfucker was that big, and they went with like a pair of dikes,
Yeah.
on both sides. Cut that shit all the way down to the fucking root with like a fucking pair of dikes on both sides. Got 2 Q-tips with I guess poison on. I don't know how they done this. Whatever's on those Q-tips, put that shit, let it sit for a while, took it back out, and was like, well, we'll see if this works.
Damn.
I don't know. I wonder what they poisoned it with because it won't grow on either side. It's just a skinny toenail now.
There's no telling.
What can you poison the root with?
I don't know. They may have just it may have been an acid. That way they
That,
could
like,
just
just
essentially just kill the nerve endings and kill all the blood vessels.
And like so where it won't grow nothing.
That way
no
it
more?
won't grow anything.
That's pretty interesting shit.
Hell, I used to have pretty bad ingrown toenails. Lauren even bought me a kit that came with something very similar to what you're talking about.
Oh, like a little curve thing?
little curve, like pair of docks. And then like all these little sticks and stuff, like spoons on them.
This
and
shit
stuff.
hurts so fucking bad.
And I would go in there in the closet and just send a pair of like docks down into my toe and pull my ingrown toenails out. Pain. And then you know what?
Ugh.
You know what helped me get rid of them? I quit doing that. I quit cutting them out. Just quit. Because they hurt. They like to the point I couldn't put pressure on my foot because my ingrown toenail just on my big toes would hurt so much. So I quit doing that. I quit cutting them out. Went away. Haven't dealt with that in like 2 years. They just went away. They quit hurting. I just clip them flat now, like at the end.
yeah.
Clip them straight. And don't try to get down into my skin with my, pull my spoon out and get my docks out and cut them. I quit doing that. Solved everything. Because, you cut it, it's
I ain't
going to
never
try
had
and heal.
one. I don't think I've ever had one.
Oh, they're terrible. They're terrible. And my mom's, she always gave me horror stories. Oh, yeah, you just go down there to the spa. They'll numb your toe, cut the side of your toe open, and get in there and cut them out. And I said, fuck that. I ain't doing it.
Dude, what the fuck? If I had an Asian lady cut my side of my toe open, I'd kick her in the head, dude.
I'm not doing it.
God.
So I dealt with that pain for a real long time. Like I would just go in there and cut them out, pull them out. I'd have to pull them like, it's like pulling the cuticle off the side of your thumb, except this time it's a nail.
Dude, why does it hurt so bad? These ones like right
don't
here,
know.
and you try to pull the little skin off.
You
right
pull
here.
that skin off right there and it comes down to like your freaking knuckle right
Dude,
there.
it starts hurting like right back here. If you fucking pull it, you're like, God damn.
I don't know. I'll tell you what actually helped me when I started doing it was fucking sandpaper. I'd get in
just
there and
leave
start
it.
sanding my calluses down to where I didn't have them little frays of skin anymore. And then now it's,
Let me see if I still got that. Yeah, I do. I asked my cousin what this is. It sounded like an elderly disease. Like my elbows,
yeah.
they get like super ashy and dry and shit.
I think that's just your elbows.
She said I got some kind of disease. Not a disease, but it's just where your skin is so dry that it starts fucking cracking up and shit.
That's this like thinnest layer of skin on your whole body. It doesn't take much to dehydrate
I can't believe
that.
I'm still scarred from that. I must have fucked that up bad, dude. I fell on a sidewalk hammered like 6 months ago, and this has not went away.
You bursted a
this-
blood vessel.
This
bruised that
hasn't went
muscle,
away either.
Scarred it up pretty good.
This is like 6 months ago, dude. I think it's just going to stay like that permanently. Hammered Fell on a sidewalk, and now I'm permanently scarred on my left arm, dude. Dude, this shit was bleeding all the way down my fucking arm.
fucking
and shit.
bet.
God damn. I immediately, as soon as I got home, jumped in the fucking shower, just let the water just clean all the shit off and go down the fucking drain. Yeah, don't get hammered and fall on the sidewalk, dude.
I don't have many scars. I've got one right here on my cheek. It's always been there since I got it. I was target practicing with my dad with a pellet gun, and you had the barrel of the pellet gun, and then on the bottom of it was like a crank arm. You'd pop it out and pull it down. So it's an air gun. It would compress a little cylinder in that gun, so you had to pull the bar down to cock it, put some air pressure in there. What did my dumb ass do? Put the gun down, barrel was like right here beside my head, pulled that cocking arm down and put my head in between them. Well, I'm pulling with the tips of my fingers, 6 years old. Doot, let go of it, and it, BAM! Closed my face up.
Was your dad just watching you like...
He was sitting right there beside me. And he just... Because, it had pinched my face and busted my cheekbone right there.
Yeah.
I've had that scar since then. The scar on my ear finally went away. I had a scar for the longest time. My mom... I think it was my mom. May have been my dad. I don't remember who it was. We used to have one of them old Flobies. Did you ever use a Flobie?
What is that? You want to pause? I got to pee.
Yeah, pause. Hey, my phone's ringing too. All right, we're back.
Garrett!
So, Garrett is here, finally. All right, what were we talking about? Flobie. Yeah, the scar on my ear. It finally went away. And I can't remember if it was my mom or my dad that had the Flobie.
It was Mom.
I just remember, because you had to hook it up with a vacuum cleaner in order to use it, and it would cut your hair. And it just, the end of my ear. It just up into the vacuum cleaner.
How do you spell it?
Flobie. Probably.
Flobe.
Flobie. No.
No. B-E.
Haircutting system. Flobie haircutting. There it is! There it is! That's a Flobie. It would hook up to the vacuum cleaner and pull your hair into it and cut it. And if you got any little bit of your ear or another piece of flesh and it sucked it up in there, the blades would get it. That gave me a scar on my ear for the longest time. That finally just went away.
I had no clue what that shit was.
Yeah, it's a Flobie.
I've got multiple scars.
No, you don't. You didn't get cut nearly as many times as I did.
I'm talking about battle wound scars.
Oh, well.
No, your
you don't
hand.
have
You got a
fingers.
scarred hand.
Yes, a scarred hand. Yes,
Are those the one? Are those dents on your forehead? Is that from crazy ass shit?
Yeah.
My
skull right here, is still indented from where I put 3 tree stumps.
I just remember one in particular when we still lived over there on Waters. My mom was putting sunscreen on us. I was, obviously I'm a little older than him. She had got me all lathered up, and I was just standing there in the sun for a second. We had a little kiddie pool. She was lathering Garrett up with sunscreen. He's still in a diaper. She didn't even get done with like half his back, and he starts sprinting towards the pool. Just trips, falls, lands head first onto a tree stump. Implanted it into the meat of his skull.
Right here.
Just tree stump.
God.
My dad had to go over there and pull him off the tree stump. Straight to the hospital. Gorilla glue. They put purple glue in there and glued his head back together.
Garrett, what were you doing in Atlanta today?
So let me start from the beginning.
I would hope so.
So Fuck you. We took the vac truck out. It's a massive truck
Yeah.
with a vacuum on it.
Yeah.
And
I know what a vac truck is.
we took it out over
The one with
on,
the tube that like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
over to right over here off of West Nickajack.
Okay.
Off of one of the little side roads back off of West Nickajack. Went back off in there, was jetting a pipe out, and it was a steel pipe. Well, coming to find out that it had a jagged edge on the inside of the pipe. So he sent the jetter hose up through the pipe, popped the line
Nice.
as we were pulling it back out. Popped the line, and it sat at the shop for about 2 weeks, getting everything together to go down.
So the shop you have to send it to is in Atlanta? Oh, good Lord.
Well, on the back side of Atlanta,
Yeah.
almost near, it's past Truist Park,
Yeah.
way past Truist Park. And got there this morning. Well, we talked about it yesterday. Hey, who's all going to go? Well, I went, and my truck driver went. He drove all the way down, and we were maybe there 35 minutes tops when we showed it. We left at 6:30 this morning. Took 2 hours to get down there. We were maybe down there for almost an hour, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, almost. And we were in there in the little in the lounge room in this building, just chilling out, having coffee and everything. And woman walks into the lounge, into this little lounge room, says, "Hey, truck's done." Okay. So I grab my cup of coffee, out the door I go, out to the truck, and I start it and everything, get it where I can be able to run the hose reel out and look at it. Ran it out, looked at it, got back in, and back up to Ringgold Become. I'm no more than 15 minutes asleep, more than halfway the drive up. And my truck driver grabs a hold of my arm and goes, "Ah!" Scares the shit out of me. Halfway back up the damn road, coming back to Ringgold. And it was just half the damn day was spent in a truck,
Just driving.
just driving.
No.
And it was
You left at 6:30 this morning.
Speaking of fucking shit up, and we were talking about wires earlier too. Whenever I worked at Nabco, we were doing like at the airport, all the signs, like replacing all the signs over there. There's this dude at their shop. He's a Russian dude. They probably pay him like $20 an hour, and he just does like all the heavy equipment shit. And our foreman on the job, Scott, was like, "Dude, don't dig too deep because the wires are down here that like we got to replace." Dude, after about 10 minutes, just excavator pulls. All the lights are on at the airport, right? Because we're there doing all the shit. You just hear, and he pulls up just a chunk of fucking wires from underground, and he just goes, "Oh, there they are. We found them."
There, we found them. Yeah.
Our foreman's just like, "What?"
I told you. Don't fuck shit up.
And they had to get one of these huge silver fucking cylinder things. They're like this big. It's probably this big around. And it was two black wires that had it was one black wire that he pulled up, but it had a million fucking wires inside of it. Like inside of the like black tube that was like this big, but there was like a million fucking wires all
Copper
inside.
wires?
Yeah, like a little small ones, all different colors. And they had to go through one by one in this big metal cylinder thing and put them all back
that sounds
together.
like internet.
They had to put them all back together, just
Fuck.
and bury that shit back in the ground and fucking
Because I've seen guys dig up like internet cables with an excavator,
yeah.
and they'll pull that shit up like something that's serving like an entire neighborhood, and it'll just be like 1,000 like little frayed tiny wires in there.
Yeah, it was in like a like like the black insulation around it was like this big.
Yeah.
But whenever he opened it up and it was all fucked up, there was all kinds of different colored wires in there. Like I bet you there was at least like 150 wires inside that little black thing. And they had to go through one by one and connect them all.
Oh,
fucking
put
back
butt
together.
splices on every
Yeah.
one. Gah! Could you imagine making that splice? Fuck
The
that.
wires were like that big too, like the size of them Abraham Lincoln's eye on the damn penny.
That sounds
That's
like
fiber
internet.
optic.
That sounds like
That's
fiber optic
fiber optic.
internet. That's
He just ripped
y'all
this dude out of
ripped
the fucking
into a
ground,
data line. Is what I.
going underneath the airport or something, whatever.
I've not worked at the airport, but Grayson has. He ran a lot of the conduit on the roof of the Chattanooga airport.
Yeah.
And then I guess it took just a couple more weeks, and there was still construction going on. People had walked all over that fucking conduit, broke it, cut our wires, like made a mess.
You know,
of it.
going on roofs like that are like white.
I can't stand
that
that
shit
shit.
about blinds the fuck out of me, being on those roofs like that.
I tell you, the worst experience I've ever had on a white roof. I was working with a guy that used to work for ECI. Mitch was his name, and we were working at a. Have you ever been over to Avondale?
No.
It's like right there at the base of Missionary Ridge, like kind of ghetto-ish. And we were building a rec center. So it's like where these people can come in and, it's a rec center. It's a community center. Middle of fucking winter. It's freezing cold. And I've got strep throat.
Oof.
I've got strep throat. It's cold as hell. The sun finally come out, and I'm sitting on this white roof with a headache, and I got strep throat. Sick. Running a fever. Shouldn't be there. And I can remember sitting on a 5-gallon bucket, getting blinded by this white-ass roof, trying to wire this little controller up. And I just thought, you know what? I'm done. I gathered all my shit up, crawled down the ladder, got in my truck, and left. Didn't tell the guy I was working with nothing. He was over there doing another unit. Just kind of left. Of course, that motherfucker talked a lot too. I didn't want to talk to him. He'd sit there and just jibber jabber. And I finally told him, I said, dude, you need to just shut up. I'm not in the mood to talk to you right now. Because he would talk about like movies he watched with his wife and like, I'm moving to Florida so I can grow oranges in my front yard, and I'm doing all this, and I'm doing. And I was like, dude, you just need to shut up. Like, I'm not in the mood. Like an hour later, I just got up and left. That was the worst experience I've ever had on a white fucking roof. And then that SK project that we just did over there in, I guess that's McDonald. Yeah, McDonald. A little bit further in Collegedale. We did that SK food project and that white fucking roof. I can't stand that shit.
I wonder if your dad's doing that. He might be doing the HVAC for that building they're building over there. The humongous fucking
They building another one in Collegedale?
Ruth McKee Business Center for the college. It's like a business class or whatever. Dude, this thing's huge, steel beams. It goes way up in the
I
fucking air.
think we've got the contract to do the controls in that building.
It's at the college?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's...
I think they're calling it Collegedale Academy.
It's just that's the school over there. They're moving. Where are they moving to?
I don't know.
Because 4820...
Because I've been seeing like parks and stuff at our shop for Collegedale Academy and stuff.
Yeah, because they're moving. I was
Yeah.
delivering there the other day, and they were like, the lady was like, "Yeah, we're moving." Miss Lighthall that works at the front up there. She was like, "Yeah, we're moving somewhere." I don't know
we're
where
doing
they're
the
moving.
control. I mean, I'm not doing the controls in there, but my company's doing the controls in there.
That, and they're also building another gigantic thing for the college. It's like a business school or whatever, or like I guess they're adding like new classes or something to that college for business.
I guess if you got that much money,
Yeah, Ruth McKee School of Business or whatever the fuck. For
they
7
fund
to 8
like
minutes.
mechatronics classes.
They got a huge nursing program over there too.
Yeah, they fund their own school programs. That if you go through the school program, you almost have a guaranteed job at McKee.
That, and I just remember, I know their nursing program's huge because once every year, I have one stop for them, and it's just their nursing books, and it's just 250 boxes of just nursing books. Yep. And this last time
I
around,
do not want to be with you when you offload that.
the last time I was around, it was fucking pouring down rain outside. And the dude Brooks came out and was like, "Oh, I'll help you with this." They got his 2-wheeler. I was just throwing them off the back of the truck. He was just stacking them up 2-wheeling one by one inside the fucking building over there.
Speaking of that, they have a registered nurse full time up there.
Where?
McKee.
At McKee?
Dude, they got everything.
Well, I guess when you
You
have
think they
that
do-
many people working for your company, any injury could
Do
happen.
you think they have
need-
like landscapers hired from the inside? I bet, or no? Or do you think they just hire a company to landscape that whole area?
I don't know.
I think Dad takes care of that. Dad takes care of HVAC and refrigeration,
And like grounds maintenance or
building and grounds. And then he
Really?
also, on top of that, takes care of the plumbing and everything.
something? Might have to ask him about that.
He takes care of literally everything.
Huh. Because I know
HVAC
that there was one in particular instance there not too long ago. They had hired a team or crew, something to come out.
Oh, that
like-
must have involved him whenever the train fucking crashed over there.
probably.
It fucked up. Dude,
But
that
I think
train
he
was
had
sitting
a
on the
crew that
ground.
come in there to do a little bit of landscaping, like put like a new sign up and put some rocks out into the. And they had come in and charged like $25,000 for something, or
Oh my God.
I can't remember the number.
There's a video of it right there.
Yep, there it is. Just right there in the middle.
The train
Just
starts falling off the
Yeah.
tracks. Look at that gigantic fucking.
look at that.
cinder
Just
block.
That's a bridge pylon.
Yeah, they're building that bridge. It's almost done. Oh, look at all the damn telephone poles.
look at that.
There's part of the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that had like Appleton Pike and everything shut down forever.
Yes.
That would have been nuts.
You were speaking about the airport earlier.
Yeah.
There is something that has piqued my interest since I've been at the county.
Planes.
No. No.
The Denver airport.
No.
Colorado Airport.
No. It's
Wait a
here
minute,
in
that's the
Ringgold.
same one.
It's here in
The horse up
Ringgold.
front and shit. And
It's here in-
allegedly underground tunnels.
It's here in Ringgold. I don't know. It's owned by the U.S. government, but you can walk up to it. Pull up Google Earth. I'm gonna show y'all.
What is it? Like you got to explain further before we.
I can't really explain it.
What is it?
I can't explain it. If you pull up Google Earth, I'll show you.
You pull up Google Earth. Show us.
Yeah, just pull it up on your phone.
Pull it up. What are we talking about?
Deep underground military base, dude.
In Ringo.
I don't know.
In Ringo.
If it is, I'm just gonna wear my FedEx
Ooh,
uniform and I'm gonna
just-
say I have this box for you and just walk inside of it.
I don't know about
We'll
this.
get a ladder and we'll get two. We'll wear two high vis construction vests and go. We're going to work,
I
right?
want to work.
And we'll go investigate.
We can
it.
drive my van too. It'll make us even look even more official.
Yep.
There it is. Garrett might have a local conspiracy.
No, a local conspiracy, dude. What is it? This place is haunted. Chickamauga Battlefield, Green Eyes.
Yeah, I've heard that for years. Heard that for years. We had a high school teacher that said that he'd went over there. And what was his name? He was like a language arts teacher. Why? No, it wasn't Whited. That was
He said he was the biggest lib of all time,
fuck that
dude.
guy.
I
Can't
hated
stand
that dude.
guy. Lauren had him. They talked about how he went over to the Chickamauga Battlefield and like had his lights on. They were looking for green eyes, and then the lights on the car went off. Then when they came back on, there was like a baby shoe on the hood of the car.
Dude.
Freaked them the fuck out.
Wouldn't Green Eyes just be like a deer in the woods?
Yeah, I mean anything alive is going to reflect light that you put in. but allegedly it's supposed to be like Civil War soldiers. It's like, look, I've taken my. At the time, she was like 3, walking through the trails just out. If there was something evil over there, I would have seen it. But I've not been over there at night.
Could have been spirits though. You know, that's the best. It's like state parks and shit are like the best place to kill people because there's no cameras anywhere in the state
There's
parks.
nothing there.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a kind of a dark thing for you to mention. Are you sure are you killing people in your free time and burying them in the Chickamauga battlefield?
No, but if I
No?
ever needed to, I've done research into that.
Okay, well, just remember that YouTube and Google and everybody now knows that. So
Dude, I ain't gonna do that. Allegedly.
allegedly.
So I found it.
The missing
I'm gonna
411,
connect my
right?
phone.
Do it. I just don't play porn.
The missing 411. A lot of people that go missing in state parks. I love those stories of park rangers on YouTube.
Yeah.
That like they tell you about like some crazy ass shit.
I don't want to be around it. Just
Dude, being
spooks me the fuck out.
working at a state park would be sick. Working in a state park would be sick though. You probably wouldn't have to do shit, but just hang out at this state park all day.
Yeah. It would be a cool job. I wanted to be a game ranger for a long time.
Don't they say that
Or a game warden.
the state park have more authority than policemen do?
Yes.
Yeah. A game warden can pull you over and take your truck and everything in it.
So like this
Without
Like,
probable
I'm-
cause.
those white F-150s at the state park that say like state, what does it say on the side? Like state park police or something?
Yeah.
They're fucking got the whole range of everything over
Yeah,
there.
you have a game warden pull up on you and you're doing something stupid, you're in trouble.
Damn.
You're in trouble. All right, what you got, Garrett?
So
He's pulling it up here. What is it?
this is off of 40.
Midway.
This is off of 41 highway. Highway
That's-
41.
All right. Well, I have personal connection to that church, so or used to. What is that?
It's fucking deep underground military base.
That's a silo. That's a silo.
What is
No.
It looks like a silo.
No. That's a flat ground, and then there's a warehouse next to it.
It's not a warehouse. It's just like a metal
Zoom in.
building. Zoom in. What is that?
There's a ball. There's 2 balls. Dude, what is surrounding that?
They look.
There's something surrounding that. There's something surrounding that, dude.
What is that?
That's why I wanted. That's why I wanted you to pull it up on the
Let's
computer.
drive over there and do an investigation.
I know. Well, hang on. Zoom out.
What is the address?
Zoom out.
Where-
All right.
How do you even get there?
Hang on.
Who lives there?
All right.
It can't be that secret.
Come
There's
down the main
residential
road. See
houses.
that curve right there by the Midway Baptist Church sign?
There's residential
All right.
homes. Right
Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right. Come down. Follow the main road. All right. So that's how you get up there. That first right there. Zoom in. Right there. That's the road that you get in there from. All right. Keep following that.
Go to the
Keep
right.
following that. Keep
Yeah.
following that road. Curves up into the woods. And
Big
turns
left.
straight into. Okay. So I know where that's at. What is that?
Who owns it?
The U.S. government.
Zoom in again as far as you can because there's some. Look.
What is
those
that?
black things?
What is that? Dude, I'm telling you, it looks like blast doors. Like
There's a
it looked like it
dome.
would open or like something.
There's a dome in the middle.
Huh?
No,
That's right here too.
That's a tower. Look.
It's
at the shadow.
yeah. It's some kind of tower.
Look at the shadow.
Interesting.
Here's the thing.
A deep underground military base. You might have been right. I dumb.
Here's the thing.
Dude.
I have laid eyes on it. There is a door on it.
You're gonna walk in there, and there's just gonna be a singular elevator.
I'm gonna have to visit this.
I'll have to take you to it.
I know how to get there.
Hold
That's
on.
nuts.
Let me-
I'll just drive the house on wheels down that street, dude.
Yeah. Well, of course the street view is not going to go all up the road. Look, there's the fence.
Wait, how do you get past that fence?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Drive through it.
You could get through those people's backyard, or you think there's a fence like that?
That sign right there says U.S. government.
Well, it looks like it says no.
Yeah, it says no trespassing. At the very top of it says U.S. government.
Interesting.
So there, it looks like it has not been paved. Okay? Not paved. Come back a little bit more. Whole damn road's been paved.
It looks like it was paved in the other picture.
Nope. Just the entrance to that was paved.
Huh.
We're doxxed.
Interesting. That's right there, too. I wonder what that is.
A deep underground military base, dude. Who
New
knows
Summit
what
Hill
they're doing in
Road.
there?
New Summit Hill Road.
Yeah, I know where it is.
We're doxxed.
That's something else. I didn't know that was right here. And to think that I've drove past it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've
Right
asked.
here in our own backyard. Look at it. It's probably like a weather monitoring station or
Well,
something. Like, it's probably nothing serious.
The neighborhood that you can drive up in
Zoom in on that neighborhood.
and look at it. This neighborhood right here.
Yeah.
I've asked the people that live in that house. In that very house. And they said that it's a communications tower for the Chattanooga airport.
No, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, it would. It would make a lot of sense if we needed to, like, you know, have a location out here that could boost a frequency or something.
But you zoom out from this location. Shit, I lost it.
Cook.
Fuck.
And
Well, in that general direction.
dead air.
The airport don't even line up with it.
Well, it doesn't have to. Radio frequency travels in circles, bro.
There's the airport.
Yeah.
And it does not it doesn't line up.
It doesn't matter. Like, if they're transmitting the signal from that location down south, like if you're coming from Atlanta to Chattanooga, maybe they
And
just need like a
this-
booster frequency.
And
I
this
don't know.
also intrigued me.
It's a pond. That's a man-made pond. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. The U.S. government could be up to just about anything. I don't know.
Hold on, let me see that. I'm gonna see something real quick.
While he looks for that, I go pee.
I'm gonna see what the airport looks like over here. And then where's that landfill at? This right here, I always wonder what this looks like. Summit Field. People fly their little mini airplanes over here.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
It's got dump trucks parked there.
Yep. Bunch of bullshit, dude. Here you go.
Yeah, so it just
That's a deep underground military base, Garrett, dude.
It's
They're
gotta
doing-
be.
They're doing experiments over there. Deep underground. The spine on you.
so there's the airport. There it is. So no. Back.
So let's get into your deepest personal life. What is going on?
Oh. Mr. Garrett Hayes.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
So, there's the airport,
Yeah.
and there's that
Okay.
little thing.
Yeah.
Ah!
I don't know. I kind of feel like you're trying to make a conspiracy out of nothing. Like,
I don't know.
I don't either. It's just it be what it be.
Drive over there.
Yeah, just break down the fence and just get in there.
Dude, I had a solid synchronicity the other day.
Yeah.
I was talking to Michelle on the phone while I was working, and she went, y'all guess how many stops I've got done so far? And I went 64. She went 64. And I went,
She figured it out.
right on the nose. Who's that?
I don't know. We're just reconnecting the laptop to the TV.
And we were talking about 100 men versus one gorilla earlier, Garrett. What's your opinion on it?
Started everything.
Who wins, Garrett? 100 men or one gorilla? Good answer.
Don't know until it happens.
Mr. Beast.
He won't do it.
No.
He won't do it.
He responded to one of them.
Oh.
An Ultra. We're sponsored by Michelob Ultra.
Coors Bank.
Brought to you in part by.
Bubbles.
Brought to you in part by Infowars.com, dude.
Hey,
I did just see within the last 48 hours that Zelensky, Ukraine's puppet, ordered a ceasefire.
Did it work?
I have no idea. All I seen was that Zelensky orders ceasefire, and I went, cool. Cleared the notification. No idea if they're actually pursuing it.
so I ate lunch. This is tying into your story. I ate lunch today at a place called Copeland's in Kennesaw.
Okay, I used to know a guy named Copeland.
As I was sitting there at the table, I heard the word Infowars.
Well, yes, Alex Jones. It's only posted on every stop sign for the last 5 miles around here.
And then right after that, I heard War Mode.
Yes.
Right after that.
Okay, so you're diving into podcast territory here.
I didn't fully listen to the conversation, but I heard about Infowars and War Mode podcast. That's the only words I heard.
Those people were probably true American patriots, too.
And it was
every stop sign around here. This one out here at the end of the road says arrest Bill Gates.
Yeah.
And then Infowars.com at the bottom of it.
You know what my stop sign says next to my house? In white, plastic, like white, stickers, like somebody had to pull each sticker off. It just says stop, collaborate, and listen.
There it is. So everybody's posting it everywhere. But yeah, we've got Infowars.com stickers. We've got Arrest Bill Gates stickers.
I want to buy a fucking Infowars shirt and just wear it out in public every time I go out in public.
I'm going to make us some shirts that says Doot.
Make a shirt with this on the front and we'll start selling them.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. Yes. Just like that.
Go to a flea market and just be like, dude, just buy these.
Hey, there is a guy down there at the East Ridge Flea Market that will do it.
No. I can do it myself. $14 a piece.
You know another good $1 million idea investment that we could I've looked into this is just buy a 3D printer and print out like shit that people want, like Pokemons or like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like people like having like action figures and shit.
Little trinkets and stuff.
And you could just sell them for like $20-$30 a piece, and that little spool of 3D printing shit, your major investment is going to be the 3D printer. But like the little spool, you know, like the plastic that it prints with, it ain't fucking. It's probably as cheap as fuck.
There's a couple of guys that I work with that are involved in 3D printers and stuff, and they talk about cartridges and the material they use to print with and all that stuff.
You can make some pretty cool
And
shit.
then you can have that
boring
thing
to
run
me.
all day while you're like out working.
Yeah.
It'll just sit there and just keep doing the shit.
Yeah, but then you got to factor in. All right, so I need to invest in cardboard boxes, packaging materials, labels,
We get it shipped.
shipping costs.
No, we get the shit for free.
FedEx man over here. But still, you got to invest into
Cardboard boxes.
cardboard boxes,
print out the
labels, all the
That ain't that much.
licenses and stuff you would need to be able to sell something.
No
Like,
licenses, dude. You just put it on eBay or something. And just be like, you can sell it.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could. Still got to ship that shit, though. Still got to put it in the box. Still got to buy styrofoam. Or
I'll do it. If you can make it. I bet you, if you got it up and running and got a decent clientele, like put it on Facebook Marketplace or something, you could probably make fucking $500-$600 extra a week at the beginning.
I'll just put the 3D printer in the barn out there and let it
I
run.
wonder how much a 3D printer is. It's pretty
You
interesting.
can get one for like $700.
Well, hell, I think you can get them cheaper than that. Just depends on how much quality you want
Or-
to put into what you're printing.
We could 3D print some ghost guns and make a ton of money doing that.
You can do a lot by doing that.
Did you see in Europe and like
Highly illegal, but
Europe and Australia, they got people that do that
yo,
because they don't have no guns. Just people just printing out ghost guns.
you just print out the frame.
I'm sure if you get a good Second Amendment lawyer, you could print out ghost guns and get away with it. Because it clearly states in the Constitution you have the right to bear arms.
Forewarning to the FBI and the CIA, we're not planning to
We're
do
not
this.
doing this right
This
now.
is just all alleged, dude. This is just all alleged.
Theoretical.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna print out an entire L96A1 and just give it to you.
Oh yeah, by the way, I found a mag to your rifle.
What?
I found that other mag.
Oh, the airsoft gun.
And what are those machines that print out the ammo? Like people have those huge.
That's
fucking-
a like fully automated reloading station.
Yeah, where like it puts the gunpowder, puts the bullet in, presses it all in, and it just all day just dropping bullets down in a bucket.
yeah, that's a fully automated reloading.
How much investment would that take to have?
Expensive.
Oh, because you got to have metal cartridges and
Expensive,
gunpowder.
and
the
let alone
brass.
the machinery to do it.
Would you need a license for the amount of gunpowder you're ordering?
Yes.
I don't think you need a license, but if you order enough of it, they're gonna go, "What are you doing?"
I'm printing out ammo.
I'm reloading.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's reloading. You're essentially reloading your own ammo. It's you buy your brass cartridges, you buy your primers, you buy all your gunpowder, and then you load it into that machine, and it does it for you.
And you print out your ghost gun, and you're good. You have your whole shit set up. yourself.
Essentially, yes, you could do that. Allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
I might buy a 3D printer just to see if I could start another side business and see if it works.
No.
I want to test that shit out.
I tell you what, you could probably make some really good money on. No, you couldn't. Not if it's 3D printed.
What?
It was just like a random little
I watched a
thought
couple
of mine.
videos
Like
on
if
it.
you could print out if somebody was wanting a controller cover for like PlayStation or something, and you could 3D print like a hard cast cover for it, but you can't do that because if you print out a hard cast cover, guess what? It's not going to be able to flex around the fucking controller.
Oh yeah.
You could probably get flexible plastic.
You could, but I don't think it'd be able to flex
ain't
enough
that-
to go. Nah, it's
Or
like
that's
silicone.
rubber.
That's a silicone. That's
Can
like
you
a
3D
rubber.
print rubber or no?
I don't know.
That brings up
Need to look that
brings up another thing. I was just about to buy a DualSense controller for $100.
I got another idea too. Does boat paint not? Boat paint doesn't. It's like stronger than regular paint, right?
Lead based.
like boat paint
It's
is?
probably like an enamel. Yeah, it's probably
So,
got like more of an enamel.
Can you
in it.
hardwood a bathroom floor and to boat paint it so water wouldn't get it fucking inside of it, though hardwood?
Yeah, you probably could.
So you could have hardwood fucking bathroom floors. That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even have to use boat paint if you just put hardwood flooring down and put a coat of epoxy resin on top of it. Same thing.
Then you have to worry about the
For like 3/4 of the price, if that.
Then you have to worry about the
So-
epoxy going.
Well, it just depends on the quality of the epoxy that you get. Hardwood flooring is a little funny.
Yeah.
We had years ago, we had a coat of stuff put on, like a sealant, put on the hardwood floor in the living room.
And it just peeled
My
up.
parents did it, wasn't us, but. And it just, every time you'd mop the floor, it would just peel off and turn into like this yellow, just. It was like wood shavings.
It smelled
It
like
was-
piss.
It was that epoxy resin. Well, that's because Mom used to clean the floors with vinegar. Yeah. That was a mess.
Plus, you got to think of how many dogs we had in the house.
Just Bella. No, not Bella.
Well, back in the day, we had
What was the one with the long Maggie?
Maggie.
We had
Cooper.
Maggie, Cooper, Harley, Buckshot.
Buckshot never came in the house.
Oh, Buckshot never came in the house. Harley came in the house.
Like that dog out there?
Oh yeah, Dust.
Dust.
Buckshot was a hound dog that my dad and I had found on the ridge. We were just out there deer hunting one day. We were fixing to leave, and it was just a hound dog just come out of nowhere. He had been shot.
Somebody tried to kill him.
Somebody tried to kill him. Somebody shot him with like a shotgun, I guess, because he had like little holes all around him. He was hurting pretty bad, and I was in the truck. My dad seen him. My dad got out of the truck. I sat in the truck and watched him. My dad was going to kill the dog, but that's just put it out of its misery. And he seen me looking at him in the mirror. And he's like, I didn't want to do that in front of my boy. So he picked the dog up, brought the dog home. We bandaged the dog up, healed him up,
Nursed it back to health.
nursed him back to health.
It
And then
attacked Harley.
one day, my dad got home from work. Harley, our black lab at the time, was my dad's dog. He was our dog.
Best damn dog
Went
ever.
to go love on my dad, and here come Buckshot.
From the barn.
No, he was out there under the back porch.
Oh, where
they
Duke
had
was
that,
at?
Remember, we had that dog house like under the back porch.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he come out of the back porch and went over and attacked Harley because Buckshot had gotten close to my dad and felt like he was his owner, and there was a bond there. So he protected my dad from our original dog. And yeah, we never seen Buckshot again.
Yeah, Dad, I was standing out there when it happened. Dad picked up Buckshot, just threw him in the bed of the truck, and said, I'm going to the ridge.
You don't attack the Holler dog because that's the Holler dog.
Dude, something crazy about
Cooper.
pets like that too. My dad said whenever they were kids, they had this one cat that they didn't want no more. And my grandpa worked downtown Chattanooga, welding somewhere. Took that cat to downtown Chattanooga, dropped him off out of the car because like he didn't want him no more. Showed back up to his back to their house. At the end of the day, the cat was just running around. No, it was like 2 or 3 days later. The cat just showed back up.
They can find their way home.
Shit.
We used to have an old cat. Man, that was years ago.
Handyman.
Sebastian.
If you've been outside cat, so have you noticed that they go missing for like a week at a time, and then they'll just show back up? And
Just
be
come
like,
back home.
"Hey." That cat I had at Post Oak, you know, the orange one with the thumbs.
Yeah.
I would just leave his food out and he'd have a house outside. Never took him inside. I'm pretty sure it was somebody else's cat too, because he had a red collar on with a
Right.
little bell on it, and he would just show up like once, twice a week out of nowhere, eat. I'd give him like milk and shit too, and then he'd just disappear.
Yeah. We had a cat like that. His name was Sebastian. He was a black and white cat, named after the Looney Tunes cat, Sebastian. And he just went feral. We let him out one day, and he just. And I'd see him like walking in the woods out there, like on the other side of the fence, just walking in the woods. Sebastian! He just look at you. Keep walking. Turned into a feral cat. Like he just wanted to be outside. He was a wild cat.
Yeah, they love being outside.
Oh yeah. Oh hell, the cat that we got right now, Pumpkin. You know, like she's She's an indoor cat. She's never really been outside. But the times that I do take her outside, she is so interested.
Yeah.
She'll just start going down the steps and like go out into the yard. And I'm like, Pumpkin, come on! I'm not chasing. Come on, get back in the house. And I gotta go like pick her up, bring her back in the house because she'll just go out and get curious and start sniffing stuff.
I was in this neighborhood one day, and this cat was laying in the yard. Its tail was like doing this whole thing, and there was just a little chipmunk right next to it, probably freaking the fuck out. And that chipmunk kept trying to run away, and the cat was just like, "No." Just playing with its food, I guess. Just
oh man, that reminds me that JRE that I just
he was just
to.
like knocking the cat, not knocking the chipmunk over, just playing with it, just like just fucking with it.
I just listened to a JRE with that lady who's like a something, scientist of some sort, talking about how many birds and rodents that like house cats and feral cats kill annually. Upwards of 4 billion birds a year is what like a domesticated house cats and like, city cats and stuff like that would kill. 4 billion birds a year. Look how many birds there are.
Yeah.
They're fucking everywhere. Could you imagine if we didn't have cats?
Probably rats.
Rats, cats,
squirrels,
birds, rats.
I had a disgusting crime scene in front of my garage door on Easter. We opened the garage door because
just a mole.
We were going to Cracker Barrel. One of the neighbor's cats just came and just left a half-eaten mouse. Mm-hmm. It was just halfway eaten. All it was the back part of the mouse's body. And it looked like the cat took about 3 steps after he ate it and threw up all over the fucking driveway. And then just left it laying there.
Have y'all ever fed that cat before?
I don't know.
Good chance of it. If there's food outside,
like dog food and shit.
It was bringing you a gift.
It was just right outside of my garage door and leaving milk out and shit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hattie was a Maine Coon cat that we used to have. It was my mom's cat.
The sweetest damn cat ever.
Oh, she was awesome.
She would go and pat at the front door. Hey, I need to go outside. She would go outside for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. And then in like that time frame, she would just randomly just come back on the property with a small little field mouse.
Moles. Didn't
drop
matter.
it on the front porch and just disappear back off.
She was
onto
an
the property.
indoor-outdoor cat, so she would go outside to go to the bathroom and stuff, and then she would just disappear.
Speaking of birds, like you were just saying, do you remember they found this owl's nest in the woods? This dude was talking about this on JRE. They found this at like where this owl lived. That like lived in like around the residential neighborhood, and they found his nest all the way at the top of the tree. At the bottom of the tree, all around it was little collars.
No,
there was like he said there was 50, 60 collars just laying around the tree at the very bottom, and just
owls or something else,
and just an owl sitting up there, just like
That was
because they were wondering what was happening. The dude that was on JRE was like, "Why are my cats like going missing all the time?" Because he kept trying to get cats because like he was like raising his family and he was like, "I want a cat around my family." He ended up going through like 3 or 4 cats and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" He was like losing them, and then he found out, oh, all 4 of my cats have been wrecked by this owl up here in this fucking tree.
Just the other day. Well.
And y'all had a problem with hawks here.
Hawks.
With your chickens.
Hawks and our chickens don't get along.
That's their own species, dude. They're eating their own species. Bird eating bird.
Man, chickens alone are cannibals. But for the last few months,
they eat their own eggs.
I have been noticing every day I go out to work in the oak tree, walking to my van. There's I know he doesn't make a noise. He's in the oak tree out there, right beside the goat house. I walk out there and I just see owl. Because they don't make noise when they fly. All you can do is see them. He just flies off. I'm like, all right, that's an owl. I've been seeing him every morning. Last week, it was like Tuesday night. Like it was just a random night. I'm sitting in the recliner in there and I hear right here in the tree next to the house. So I come out on the front porch and I got to hear his entire song. He just sat there and just kept howling into the night. There's this big barn owl, I assume, right here in the tree. Man, what a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
Well, I got home early from work. I think it was like Tuesday or something, middle of the day. Like the sun's out, it's sunny, middle of the day. There's 2 owls out here in the pine trees, right next to the property line, like right there. I can only assume, and I hope, that it's a male and a female, and we're going to get to see some owlets. We're fixing to have an owl family. We've already got a hawk family, because there's like 5 of them. We've watched them like grow over the years.
He hooted his song out and then brought some booty over here.
Yeah, I guess, because now we've got owls. And hell, you remember that story about Dad going into the barn?
Yeah, and that owl being up there.
Owl being up there. That sucker was 3 foot tall.
Just chilling, just looking at him like.
He was up in the rafters,
In the
looking
rafters of the
down
barn.
at Dad.
Just like
A 3 foot
like that
tall.
Drake video, just
Yeah.
staring
Just a
like
3
what the
foot
fuck?
tall fucking bird.
Yeah.
Just-
What are you?
Eyes the size of freaking
Golf balls.
avocados.
Yeah.
You know, just looking at. Could you imagine?
Dude, that shit's sick.
Now
I like
they're finally
owls.
here. I know, I love them too.
Here's
You know,
a funny thing
you
that
know my
I.
front porch.
Both of you talk.
You know my front porch, and then you look to the left, and there's it's just that stream of woods right there.
Your front porch?
Off of my front porch, if you look to the left, and there's just like that pile of woods, right? Like there's just like a strip of woods right there.
Yeah.
From that direction, once it starts getting late, you'll hear the hoo hoo late at night. So there's an owl living over there somewhere.
Hell yeah. I love them.
Here's an instance that I've had with an owl. I took the can to the road, and it was about 9:15, 9:30, somewhere right in there on the night to take can to the road. The oak tree right there beside the power box, he was sitting up in the very top
That's
of it.
probably the same one I was heard.
As I was walking back up the driveway, I turned around just to see. I could see his eyes
Yeah.
up in the very top of this tree looking down at me. And I howled back at him. And he did it back to me.
Ugh.
And I was
Turkey hunt.
In the past, I haven't done it in a few years.
I was about to say, if y'all do, I was like, Jesse, you couldn't run my route near the wall because you'd run out. Dude, these turkeys will be like right off the road, like not scared of shit. They'll come up to the truck and shit.
It's essentially a domesticated turkey.
And I'm sitting here going, if they actually had like a redneck out here running this route, he would just rip that turkey, wring its neck, and just take it fucking home with
put it in
him.
his truck. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be like, damn.
Yeah, I've not turkey hunted in years.
And now I delivered to one house over there. This dude had like his like there was 3 ducks outside of his house, and it started raining, and this dude came out of his house and just pushed 3 ducks inside of his house. What the fuck?
I'll tell you the worst experience I ever had with an owl, not a turkey. I had went out, this is years ago. We used to have a little clubhouse out there around like where Dusty is and the
Yeah.
runner and all that stuff. On the tree on the far right, we used to have a clubhouse that was built out there. It was built out of like 4x4s and pallets.
pallets. It was mainly pallets.
Yeah, like it was just something we could climb up into. It wasn't in the tree, but it was like 4 or 5 foot off the ground. You could crawl up into it. It was just like a little clubhouse. One night, for whatever reason, I don't remember what I was doing. Maybe I was grabbing firewood or something like for the fire. My dad had asked me to go outside and get something or something. Anyways, I was out there at the end of the property by the barn in the dark. And out of the darkness
Nah, I'm good.
came
I ain't even finished this one.
a scream. A very
screech?
loud. It was either damn, you just handed me an empty beer. It was like a screech owl. It's either a screech owl or what's the word I'm looking for? It may be just a screech owl. Anyways, when it screams, it sounds like a woman
Yep.
screaming.
It's a screech owl.
So I'm just walking back to the house and I hear
Oh my god.
and I fucking sprinting back to the house.
You spit.
I did. Probably like twice.
Yes.
Worst experience.
You ever done that?
Yeah, same react. Yeah, that just
This right here.
Yeah.
And then it spit shoots out the fucking bottom. I can't do it to this day. We went to school with that one kid that could literally... he was
Landon Bradshaw.
They could literally just go...
He would just look at you and just fold his tongue up and it would just spit at you. Yeah, God, that was a...
Reminds me of the lizard from the fucking...
It reminds me of that dinosaur from Jurassic Park. Just spits on that guy.
Allegedly, dude, they say chickens were fucking just dinosaurs.
They say, yeah.
That's what T-Rexes were.
God, we have shifted topics that hard yet again.
Complete full 180, then 360, and another 180.
Yeah.
It's called the weave, dude. Shout out Donald.
Well, I did see, going back to the dinosaur thing, I did see where, like, most artist renditions of, like, what a dinosaur would look like, they've used what's called, like, this vacuum theory on the way that they draw them. You take the skin and everything that would be on something that's alive. You have the skeleton, so imagine there's skin on it, and imagine you've vacuum packed it, so it's like kind of stretched along all the bones and stuff. And that's what they look like. They look like a big lizard.
that was because there's more oxygen in the air, right?
They
The
just
animals
look-
were bigger. Do you remember back whenever they said, back in the dinosaur days, they were all huge because there was way more oxygen?
Way more oxygen. Yes, and I've seen.
And that's
the
what they said
theory-
spiders were like our size.
Yes, and I've seen the theory where they like find
Dude.
like a mountain somewhere that looks like a tree stump.
Imagine you looked outside and you seen that fucking 10-foot tall spider just outside.
I would shit my britches. Bro, I had a dream one time about big fucking spiders like that. They were like the size of like a 2-pound pack of hamburger meat.
Dude,
And they had like fangs that were like 4 inches long, and there was like webs all over the front porch and shit. Like, it was a terrible dream.
Weave again now that you're
War
bringing
of the
up dreams.
Worlds.
Because I had a fucked
We're
up
gonna
dream
start talking about dreams.
that shit phased me. I had a dream like 2 days ago that phased me for like half the day. It was I
Speak.
slept, and then in my dream, it wasn't a scary dream, but it confused the shit out of me. I was in like a Jeep Grand Cherokee in the middle of some woods, but there was like some trailers in the woods, and like people were living there, and I was trying to pull up how to get home on my GPS, and my GPS was not working. I was completely lost, and the whole dream was just me being lost, trying to drive around, like find anything familiar to like where I could find my way home.
Yeah.
And I could not find my way home, dude. I was lost in that dream for like, I guess the whole time I was asleep. Just driving around in the middle of the woods in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was the most confusing, and I looked it up, like a dream meaning, lost in the fucking woods, can't find your way home, dream meaning, and it had, I'd have to pull it up again, but it had a whole bunch of shit where I was like, I don't know about that.
Nah, you can't take dreams with. You got to take dreams with a grain of salt.
But they mean something. They have.
There's
to.
something there. There's
It's
something
your
there.
subconscious. Because I was worried about it whenever I woke up, which is why it fazed me. I was like, I wonder if my subconscious is telling me we're lost. Because
Nah.
like we're doing everything.
Nah, I don't believe that at all. I think because, and the reason I don't believe that is like if you watch like a scary movie before bed,
I wasn't
you're-
watching nothing.
You're
This
gonna,
was whenever I was trying to heal my back, and I straight up turned everything off and just laid flat back
yeah.
and just had nothing playing.
I take dreams with a grain of salt because it's like if it's significant enough to make you think about it through the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like if you think about a dream through the rest of the day, that means that your subconscious was able to hold on to that and transferred it to your waking consciousness.
Yeah,
Because
that shit
typically
phased
that
me.
doesn't happen.
That phased me for like the whole day. I was like, what
Typically
the fuck?
that doesn't happen. If you have a dream, your subconscious deletes it as you wake up.
Sorry.
Typically deletes it as you wake up. If you've had a dream that sticks with you, there's something there that you might need to pay attention to. But there's always a margin of error.
Maybe
There's
there's
always
a
a
Jeep
margin
Grand
of error.
Cherokee in your near future.
I've had some dreams that I still remember to this day that I was like, that had literally no meaningful impact on
It was
my
a really
life at all. It was
ugly
just
ass Jeep
freaking
Grand Cherokee
retarded.
too. It was an ugly one. It was one of those with the gigantic wheels on it.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
like lifted super high.
You
You may
may-
have seen like a Jeep Grand Cherokee
And I was fucking lost as shit.
somewhere on your drive through the day. You've seen a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and then at some
gray
point
one.
in the day, you just thought about being in the woods, and then your subconscious just piled all that together.
Yeah, and my phone was not working at all in my dream.
Wait! You said a gray.
It was a
Jeep.
dark gray Jeep Grand Cherokee with huge wheels.
And tires?
And it was one of those ones that's like lifted and
Yeah.
has like the retarded size wheels that are like this high.
You may have just seen something that day.
My phone was not working at all either. I was trying to pull up my address on the GPS.
Did you listen to any like game warden stories on YouTube or
No.
something?
There was people in my dream there was 2 trailers that had no driveway. They were just in the middle of the woods, and there was people living there. This was like in the middle
People
of the
you
woods.
recognized?
No.
Or-
I had no
so
clue who
this
they
is
were.
probably that was just your subconscious saying.
We're lost in the woods.
Yeah,
Man, that shit fucking.
it's weird what a
phased me,
dream
dude.
can do to you.
Yeah, but dreams don't usually phase. They phase me. I'll have like one where it phases me, and like that one, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I thought about it for the rest of the day. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Hell, I've woke up most of the time and been like, that was a crazy dream, but I don't remember anything about the dream.
I've had
I
a
just
lot
wake up
like
and go,
that.
God, that was crazy. And then by the time I'm up and putting my clothes on, it's gone.
Those ones where you're falling, I've only had like one. Those are fucked up.
I can't stand those because they always wake me up early.
I had
They always wake me up early. Like it would be like 2 a.m.
And it's like as soon as you fall, it ain't like a.
Yeah, you don't get to experience the fall. It's just like the moment
As soon
that
as you're, it's like oh
yeah,
shit.
you're up. What? Is the TV doing it again? The TV's doing it again.
I've had one like that.
Yeah.
Literally just the other night. It was actually Tuesday night. There was an instance where I went to sleep. There was nothing playing. Literally nothing. Pitch black. Room. Nothing. Oh. I went to bed at like 10 something. At like 3 or 4 in the morning, I come to. Picked up my phone, looked at the time, checked a few things, and then set my phone back down. And then back to sleep. And then my alarm went off. I just woke up, I kind of didn't know where I was at, but I know that I was in my room. That's all I know. I just woke up, looked at the time, checked a few things, sent a message to somebody, and then laid my phone back down and went back to sleep. It was at like 3:40 in the morning.
Well, when you're in the state of sleeping, your body doesn't really want to wake up. So,
I was fully wide awake.
well, you may think you are.
I
mean,
was
I've-
fully wide awake and I was
I've-
looking around.
Woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning and been like, oh, I'm perfectly conscious. And then back out. Feel better?
Yeah. Do they have to have meaning? Somehow, dude. Dude, if you put all the pieces together, though, nothing is ever coincidence.
I've had dreams that have made me feel a certain way. And feeling that way led me to a certain thought that led me to a certain decision that made me feel better in life.
Yeah.
I've had dreams like that. I've had dreams like that that were actually meaningful, that made me think differently. because they felt so real. They were so vivid. They were, and everything kind of led me to look at something a different way. I've had dreams like that. I've also had dreams that are just fucking retarded. And then you wake up and you go, that had no meaning on my life. That was just retarded.
Yeah.
So the skill therein lies, you got to figure out which one is which.
Why do we have dreams for? What the fuck is up with that? And that only happens during REM sleep, right?
Yeah.
You start dreaming like when your
body's
fully
producing DMT as you sleep.
Yeah.
It's in our lungs, it's in our organs, it's in our brain. Guess what DMT is? Extremely psychoactive.
I want to do that shit
And
so bad.
it makes your brain active and you produce images. Because what does your brain do? It deciphers images. When your eyes are open, guess what? You're deciphering an image. So it can create its own image based on what you have taken in during the day.
Because they say you only see people.
You've only seen people you've ever seen. Your brain cannot physically make up a face it's never seen. Yeah. So like faces you see during the day, people you know, things that... Another thing. Have you ever had a phone in your dream?
I did. It did not work.
It didn't work.
That was the most recent dream I had. It was not.
That's right. You just said that. Yeah.
It was not working. I
have never, ever had a phone in my dreams.
I could
ever.
not get that. My GPS, all it would pull up was just a green screen, and I was on my GPS,
it doesn't work.
and I couldn't do it.
Have you ever had the dreams where you feel like you're screaming, but nothing's coming out?
Yep. Dude, I hate whenever I was a kid trying to fight like a demon in your dream, and your punches were so weak, dude, whenever you're in a dream.
I got in a fight with a demon in Home Depot in one of my dreams.
And you're so weak, dude.
Way back in the day. And I couldn't open my eyes all the way. So I was like squinted like this, running around Home Depot. And like trying to find things to fight it. And like I could just barely see, like right now, just glimpses of what was around me. And I was trying to fight a demon while I was in Home Depot. And it was like, I wake up the next day and I'm like, I remember that. And I'm like, that was fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Like sometimes your brain just... It'll spit something out there because there's still some leftover chemicals in that something. And you just have a weird dream.
Yeah.
So that was a weird dream. And then you have those dreams that like...
It does that shit.
Yeah. So it's like deciphering between, that was a weird dream, or, okay, this dream actually made sense. And now I'm thinking a little differently. And now I'm... So you need to decipher which ones actually mean something and which ones don't.
I'll tell you, I had no clue what was going on, dude, in that one. And woke up at typically, it fucked with me for the rest of the day. I was like, what?
Typically, if you're extremely confused by it, it was a weird dream, and you just need to let that one go.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the entire story of, I don't mean to go down this path, but the entire story of like Noah and Noah's Ark. When God was like, build the ark, he was having dreams. He was having dreams. He was having dreams that he was drowning and like all these animals were floating out of the water. And it was like, okay, so maybe these mean something.
Was it Thomas Edison that said where he got, because he thought there was like a muse and like where you got all your ideas from was, so he would sleep, but he would be sitting in a chair that was like, like lean back. And he would stay up, and then he would try to go to sleep, and he would like be on the edge of like every time he would keep getting woken up.
Every time he would fall into sleep, the chair, he had the things on the back of it that would like and wake him up.
Yeah.
So he would fall into REM sleep and then get immediately woken back up.
Yeah, and then he would.
But all of the ideas that you have, because
your subconscious is working on it.
You remember when I said that whenever you're falling into sleep. Like if you're listening to music or listening to something on your headphones.
And I've heard that too.
As you're falling into the daze, that information is going straight to your subconscious.
And that's what they say, sleep on it, right? Because your subconscious works on a bunch of problems while
it will figure it out. It'll go down the paths and figure out what decision's best.
So that probably did help him invent shit.
Your subconscious will decipher the shit for you. And if you can, like he did, figure it out and be like, all right, I'm going to fall into the daze, fall into the muse, have all these ideas, and then immediately get them woken back up and immediately write them down.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. You got to figure out what's important and figure out what's just noise. Because there was probably a few instances where he fell into the muse and he's riding a dinosaur. And well, we can just delete that one. That one wasn't important because I'm not riding fucking dinosaur. Like, you just got to figure out which one's good. And some of them are fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah. The brain is wild. Why ain't nobody figured out the brain, dude? They've been studying it forever.
It's not for us to understand.
And nobody figured it out yet.
It's not for us to know. It's not for us
How
to
do we not get
understand.
electrocuted whenever it works?
I don't know.
Because ain't all this shit is
Everything
electrical signals.
is electrical.
And it sends, so you think of it something, it sends a electric, like for me to lift up my hand, it sends a signal.
It's an electrical signal.
I don't get it.
I don't either. And that's the scary part.
And why does creatine go into the brain? Why does the brain need so much of it?
I don't know. I don't know.
For all the energy use, electrical fucking shock waves. Do that.
You know what your brain prefers?
Water.
Well, of course. Everything in your body needs water. But you know what your brain prefers for fuel?
What?
Sugar.
Ah, I
Fructose.
did not know that.
Sugar. Your brain needs sugar. That's why fruit is such a fucking...
Dude,
Your brain needs sugar.
That's
That's
why I
what your
drink-
brain runs on.
That's why I try to drink a ton of water, because I don't want my brain to be like a little dehydrated when it's like small.
Water and fruit.
Yeah.
That's your brain. Meat, proteins, that's your body.
Then here's my thing. Like if you take magnesium supplements before you go to bed, it'll give you like wild ass dreams. I wonder what that is. It makes your brain hyperactive.
There's some chemical reaction going on somewhere.
Yeah.
And it may not just be just the magnesium. It could be a mixture of something our brain is producing that mixes with the magnesium.
How do we not get heavy metal poisoning from eating copper too? Because have you noticed like in some ingredients on certain like vitamins and shit, you'll have like copper that you're eating.
Well, copper's a natural antibacterial. Like
They sell copper supplements and shit too, and like gold. What is that shit they were talking about? Gold and silver. Like, so we have to eat like all these fucking heavy metals. Iron. So the iron that's in like red meat and shit, that's like actual fucking iron ore
Iron.
that you can get from the fucking ground. Same thing, basically.
iron. It's the same chemical makeup.
That's crazy, dude.
Iron.
And you need that for like blood and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
That's why after you kill about 100,000 people, you would have enough iron in the blood to make a sword.
Holy
Thus,
shit.
the make a sword from the blood of my enemies. That's all the iron out of their blood.
So you're basically just saying you're gonna kill 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Blew my
We
mind.
have heavy metals in us. We have chemicals in us that we don't understand, and
Our body does not agree with mercury for some reason.
yeah.
And why are they trying to demonize iodine? Because I remember a lot of people were saying iodine ain't good. I thought that was just for healing wounds on your body.
Iodine,
Yeah. And it
like
you could put it on cuts and shit.
iodized salt.
I don't know.
No,
Like if you have uniodized
It's a red. It's
salt,
like a red thing, right? You put
it's
it on there.
medical grade iodine. I've used it before.
Yeah.
really
Yep.
iodine. I don't know. I don't know what the
I don't know either.
specificities.
But I do know if you drink a cup of gasoline, you'll have unlimited calories for the rest of your life.
Yes, and the rest of your life is going to be 10 minutes.
Pain.
Dude, there was this dude that went to Lakeview that chugged a cup of gasoline, and I've never seen him again after that.
Yeah, he died.
I don't think he died.
He
think
died.
They sent him to the hospital. He was never the same after that.
Okay,
though.
so go drink a cup of gasoline and tell me how you feel
He's
afterwards.
Like, I think his brain exploded.
I'll
Almost.
see you in 60 years when I die.
And I'll go, Jesse, I haven't eaten in 60 years, dude.
I've had enough calories to last me.
It's like millions of calories.
Dude,
My car is eating thousands of
do
calories.
not drink gasoline. We're not condoning this.
Dude,
Don't do that.
I've noticed, because I looked it up, I was craving like vinegary, fucking acidic shit. And that's because my stomach wanted more acid in itself.
You know what you need to start doing? Start drinking kombucha. It's a probiotic.
I think that's why I crave onions and shit too.
Fills your guts with just billions of live organisms. Fills it full. It's a fermented tea with like a borderline alcoholic content. Because it says on the bottle, do not drink if you're pregnant because this is a fermented tea. It has natural occurring alcohol. Don't drink it. But it's full of probiotic bacteria. Billions of organisms. Just dump that into your system.
Where do you get it?
Food Line.
Kombucha?
Kombucha.
What is it, a
Kombucha.
drink?
Yeah, it's a drink. I'll bring you a bottle next podcast. I'll bring you a bottle. I'm going to get some because there's one that I like. It's called the Mighty Mango. It's mango extract. They puree mangoes and then just dump this bacterial fermented tea into it. It's really good. It'll make you feel really good too. Helps your digestion, helps your sleep, helps your focus, helps everything.
Hell yeah.
It even has anti-cancer properties. It's really good shit. Really good. De-inflammation. It'll de-inflame you. Because it puts all of the good bacteria back into your gut, into your biome. It's really good stuff.
Bring
I
me one.
bought like 2-gallon bottles of it before. Like, I drink this shit regular. It's
Bring
good
me one.
stuff. Yeah, I'll bring some. I'll get some next podcast. It'll be, try it. Because it's really, really good stuff. Some of the flavors are a little questionable.
They taste like ass.
Yeah, some of them are pretty bad. They just taste like vinegar. They just taste like vinegar because it's this fermented tea. But the Mighty Mango is the one. That's the one you want to try. I'll get some
Where's your creatine at, Jesse?
on top of the fridge in the kitchen.
Supplement it.
I have been. This is my second day off this week. I've worked out every day except Monday and today.
Holy shit. You went like 3 days in a fucking row?
I've worked out every day except Monday and today.
I did today. I'll do it again Sunday.
And I'm expecting my other 40-pound dumbbell today too. So tomorrow I'll have a really good workout because I finally got dumbbells that are heavy enough. I noticed that I got kind of used to the 25-pounders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing 60, 70 reps, all my exercises. Because my exercise doesn't consist of anything extravagant.
Mm-hmm.
I do 10 curls, 10 tricep extensions, 10 like upper chest, doing this. Lifts, shoulders, upper chest, doing this, picking it up, and then 10 squats. And I'll do that in order: biceps, triceps, shoulders, upper chest, squats. 10 at a time, every workout. And I'll do that 5 or 6 times. And I started noticing I'm doing 50, 60 reps of every exercise. By the end of it, I'm a little wore out, but I'm not. I need a little heavier weight. So I got my 40-pound dumbbells I'm fixing to implement. Same workout.
Warm up with the 25s. Do your first
I'm
set
going
with
to,
the
yeah, my
25s.
first set's going to be with the 25s because I know
You'll fuck yourself up.
I'm going to fuck myself up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 25s as a warm up, and then the rest of my workout's going to be with 40s. My other 40 should be here in just a little bit. It's supposed to be her day. We'll see.
Dude, it's called overseas.
No, actually. Well, it might be. But this one only took 3 days to get here. Because I ordered them at the same time. 240s.
Yeah, that should came.
They were like, all right, we're going to send you one.
That should happen.
And then we're going to send you another.
That should happen to the ones I got. The only ones that look different that I have are my 70s. They're the full concrete ones.
Yeah.
All the others look like that. What is that, plastic?
No, it's a cast iron core. It's the full metal weight with just a rubber jacket around the end of it. That's all it is. They just put that rubber on there so you can like toss it down or like not fuck up your floor.
Yeah.
But I don't really care about that. Hell, I go out on the back porch and just drop them into the dirt and go out there and work out with them. It's not.
We're good.
Are we?
We're at 2.5 hours.
Dude, that's a good one.
Hold
All
on.
right.
Hold on. Wait.